Live from Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles, exciting high school baseball. As today, La Mirada High School takes on Loyola High School in the Division III Southern Section CIF Championship game. And a very pleasant hello and welcome to famed Dodger Stadium. I'm Tom Kelly along with Frank Burleson. Frank is with the Long Beach Press-Telegram. And today for this championship, Frank, we've got a team from Loyola that's won 18 of their last 19. And the opposition, La Mirada's won 12 straight. Sounds like shakes up for a pretty good game.
Yeah, two very hot teams. Tom, as you said, Loyola's won 18 of 19, including an upset victory over the top seed La Quinta of Westminster in the quarterfinals. And La Mirada, a team that just rolled along, and has won 9 straight Suburban League championships and comes in here just playing great baseball.
And, of course, this is the rubber match between the two. They've already split a game in 2 previous ones. How about Curtis Wagner, the hitting sensation for Loyola?
Yeah, he'll be at first base for Loyola today. He hit .443. He got the game-winning hit Tuesday night against league rival Crespi, and is bound for Santa Clara. And a guy La Mirada's going to have to get out today.
La Mirada's got a very fine left-hander going, Jason Doval, and he comes in with a record of 8-1 and appears to have all the pitches you'd need.
Yeah, saved the victory against him at Tuesday night in the semifinals, went 2/3 of an inning. So according by CIF rules, you can only throw 10 innings in a week. So if need be, he can go the distance tonight.
Let me ask you one thing. These kids, I would imagine playing at Dodger Stadium is the thrill of their baseball career to date.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of these kids have been to numerous games at Dodger Stadium, certainly watched a lot of games on TV, but they actually come in here and Arena, it's got to be a few butterflies for that opening pitch.
I would certainly think so. The Division III Southern Section CIF Baseball Championship gets underway. The first pitch in just a moment. Southern Section Toyota High School Baseball Championship on footage.com is brought to you by Toyota. Moving forward.
Truck better be able to haul.
Steel, concrete,
whatever I throw at it.
In the mud.
Uphill.
Downhill.
Stop on a dime.
We asked the guys who use trucks to help build ours and got an available 381 horsepower V8 that hauls nearly 2,000 pounds and has among the largest front brake rotors in its class. The all-new, assembled in America, Toyota Tundra. The truck that's changing it all. Get one at a great price. Now at your Southern California Toyota dealer.
Log on to footage.com for the best in high school coverage. Register for free today to become a part of Southern California's fastest growing high school site. Watch archive games featuring Oaks Christian, Mater Dei, Orange Lutheran, Servite, and many more. See exclusive stories, polls, and pregame speeches from the top coaches.
Let's rock this thing!
And it's all free at footage.com. Welcome to Dodger Stadium, and all of the pregame highlights and hijinks have been put aside. About ready to get this game underway. We'll run down the starting lineups for you on a perfectly beautiful afternoon for baseball. The coach of Loyola is Brian Felton, and interesting for him, he's got a very nice record of 25-8 coming in this year in his second year, and the team he beat was his old alma mater in high school, Crespi High, to get to this championship game. Let's take a look at the Cubs and their starting lineup. Watney will be playing in right field, McMillan in left, Selski's the third baseman, Muno is the shortstop. Gilmore will be the DH. Wagner's at first base, good hitter that kid, a very fine athlete. We might even see him on the mound as the game goes along. Lamb is back at the plate, Glass at second, and Payet will be in center field. Take a look at the starting lineup for La Mirada. There's Jason Doval. He's a left-hander all the way. Comes in with a record of 8-1. He's a senior. Good-sized kid, 6'1", 2.1 ERA, and he's got 90 strikeouts for the season.
Yeah, saved the game for them the other night, Tuesday night in the semifinals. Came on to get the last couple batters out in the game against Hemet. So, again, as according to CIF rules, a high school pitcher can't throw more than 10 innings during any week. So, if need be, he could go 9 1/3 today. But obviously, nobody's hoping it goes that long.
Indeed. All right, leading off for Loyola will be their right fielder, Holden Watney. Steps in with a batting average of .319. He's got 3 home runs and 16 RBIs on the season. Loyola in the dark blue uniform top with the gray trousers. And La Mirada, they are in white with blue inserts on the sleeves. Not a big crowd on hand, as you might imagine, but nonetheless, there'll be an enthusiastic one. You can rest assured of that.
I'm sure there's fans from both teams still on the making the way up the Harbor Freeway or
Could
off
very well
the
be.
Golden State Freeway right now, Tom.
Duvall with the first pitch and misses outside for ball 1. I would imagine butterflies are about 10 cents a ton for both of these teams and all the players involved. Even the coaches, I would think, as well. Pop up down the right side and back into the stands and out of play, and the count goes to a ball and a strike.
I think anything hit to the right side of the infield or right field is going to be a little tough with the sun heading down this way. It's going to be a little tough navigating for the fielders, anything high up in the air.
I think you're absolutely right, Frank. Right field is really the sun field here at Dodger Stadium at this time of day in the mid to late afternoon. 1 ball, 1 strike on Watney. Duvall's pitch, nice curveball. Took a little something off that, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Wide open stance by Watney. The 1-2 pitch. Hit into right field, and it's going to be between the outfielders. Watney's around first, headed for second. Over to pick it up is Siemens, the center fielder. And Watney opens up the ball game with a double as he goes into second base standing up.
Nice bit of hitting by Watney. Yeah, here's the pitch. Yeah, hung it right over the plate. He just drove it right. Didn't try to pull it, just drove it to the opposite field and found the gap.
All right, stepping in will be the left fielder, Joe McMillan. Where's number 13? Batting .338, got a couple of home runs and 19 RBIs. And, of course, the Cub fans, they've won 18 of their last 19. At one time this year, they were 7-7. So they really made a remarkable recovery. Goes to bunt, fouls it off, and the count is no balls and a strike.
Yeah, he looked like he was bunting for a hit that time because Watney wasn't very far off the bag there.
Third baseman Mirada for La Mirada is just in on the edge of the infield grass. Shading over towards second base, the shortstop Passanti. Doval comes to the plate. Curve misses outside. The count goes to 1-1. We're in the first inning. Leadoff man Watney at second base. Line drive double between the right and center fielders. Took it almost all the way to the wall. He'll be telling his grandkids about that. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's hit high and foul down the third baseline and back into the seats.
Yeah, nice fastball that time by Doval, right in on the hands of McMillan. He was barely able to get the bat turned around on him.
Doval comes into this game, Frank, with 90 strikeouts, but he hasn't been much better than just dead even with the batters so far. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, nice change.
Got his man there. First strikeout of the ball game. McMillan goes down, and Selsky steps in.
Yeah, nice change. Had a little bit of a drop to it. He's got we've seen several pitches already. Good hard curve and a lot of velocity on that pitch, and then came up with the change right there.
The Loyola third baseman, Steve Selsky, steps in, hitting .437, 6 home runs, 26 RBIs on the year. Out at second base is Watney, waiting to be picked up. Swing and a miss. Well, Doval seems to have found his rhythm now, huh?
Yeah, the off-speed stuff, he's had pretty good luck. He tried to sneak the fastball by Watney, and he drove it hard on him.
Didn't he?
Yeah.
Strike 1 pitch. Doval looks in, gets his sign. Catcher Jake Johnson. Drive hit deep into right center, and that's going to go to the wall. It's off the wall. Around second, coming in to score is Watney. And Selski goes into second with the second double of the ball game and an RBI. 1-0 Loyola. Well, I tell you, they have hit 2 solid shots deep into right center.
Yeah, Doval had good luck with the off-speed stuff, and he tried to sneak the fastball by Selski, and like Watney before him, he just hung with it and drove it into to the alley and bounced on one right after all. That was a solid, 380-foot shot.
No question about it. Here's the shortstop, Muno. Muno takes a pitch. Looks like it just didn't. It missed the corner. It'll be ball 1. A little low and outside. He's batting .400, 3 homers, 35 RBIs. Left-handed hitter against a left-handed pitcher. 1-0 as Loyola has taken the early lead here. We're in the first inning. Doval back to the plate. Ooh, inside. The count goes to 2 balls, no strikes. 2 balls, no strikes. 1-0 Loyola. 1 out. First inning. The CIF Division III Championships. Caught the inside corner with a fastball, and the count is a ball and 2 strikes. A ball and 2 strikes.
That shot by Selski, I think at most high school parks that would have been a solid deep home run, but in a big lead park, he did well to get it off the wall.
Doval checks the runner, comes to the plate. That brings the count to 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out. First inning, and Loyola has, after doubles, opened up with Watney hitting it off the wall in right center, and then Selski drove him home with a similar shot. Just outside, and the count goes to 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
It's a cliche, but I tell you what, you don't come to this place for a while and it really kind of takes your breath away the first time you sit around and check out. And of course, when I first came here in about '66, they didn't have all the signage on the walls that they do now.
They are heavily advertised, no question about that. 3-2 pitch, hit down the right field line and foul back into the seats. And boy, that didn't miss by much. That flirted with the foul pole and just came down on the inside of it. A long strike, but boy, Muno was very close to picking up his 4th home run of the year, Frank.
Yeah, I tell you what, the batters have done a good job. They've jumped on those fastballs, and he's kept it up. That time Muno just got around it a little bit too quick, but he drove that thing. He's going to have to be real careful with his placement of that fastball. He's gotten it up too many times this inning.
3-2 pitch from Doval is outside, ball 4. So a walk and a strikeout, couple of doubles so far in this opening inning for the La Mirada left-hander. And he trails 1-0. Runners at first and second now. Muno at first, and over at second base is Selski. And that brings Bill Gilmore, the DH, to the plate. Gilmore's hitting .327 with 2 home runs and 31 RBIs.
Yeah, this is a team with that pretty much everybody hits the ball well. They got a .340 team average, so they're going for a big inning right now.
Duval pulls the string on it a bit and misses low for ball 1. 1 out, a run in, 2 on, first inning. Loyola trying to jump off to a big lead in this opening frame. Duval checks the runners and comes to the plate. Swing and a miss. Took a little something off that, and the count is 1-1.
Well, all you need to know about this Loyola batting, this lineup, their number 6 hitter, Curtis Wagner's hitting .443. So that's a lot of firepower. Yeah, oh yeah.
Well, La Mirada's got about 7 guys hitting over 300. Slow tap toward third. In to pick it up as Norana throws to first. He's got him. Runners advance. Over to third goes Selski. To second, Muno. And if you're scoring it, 5-3 and a ground out, and that'll bring Wagner to the plate. 2 away, a run in, and runners at second and third. Another look at it.
You won't get credit for a sacrifice, Tom, but that got what they wanted to accomplish. Put both guys in scoring position now with Curtis Wagner, who had the game-winning hit Tuesday night against Crespi and hitting .443. So again, potential here for a big inning. And
forget it, they just put him on.
They want no part of Mr. Wagner.
No, Wagner gets a walk. In fact, they didn't even bother to throw 4 pitches at him. That's right.
Yeah, Coach Kim Brooks of La Mirada, like you and I, Tom, has obviously perused the stats because he sees Lamb hitting 122, and he decided who he wants to pitch to.
So Lamb, the catcher, steps in, or will in a moment. He's out of the dugout, out to home plate. You're right, Frank. Hitting 122, no home runs, and only 2 RBIs. But what a chance for him to suddenly have a memory he'll remember the rest of his life, huh?
Yeah, if La Mirada gets out of this inning, they really should consider themselves very, very fortunate.
Loyola leads 1-0. Bases are loaded, 2 out. Doval looks in, comes to the plate. Curveball misses outside for a ball. Walking Wagner is one thing. That perhaps is great baseball strategy to pitch to a guy hitting 122, but you've still got to pitch from him. You can't walk him.
Yeah, you don't want to fool around and get yourself behind the count here and then end up giving this guy a hittable pitch.
Doval back to the plate. That's over for a strike. So far, he's given up doubles by Watney, who's come on to score, and Selsky. He struck out McMillan. He walked Muno. He got Gilmore in a ground ball, 5-3, and he walked Wagner intentionally. So, count is a ball and a strike. 2 out. First inning. Doval to the plate. Strike 2.
Yeah, that's as good a fastball as he's thrown today. Put it right in on his hands.
Yeah, and he had Lamb just handcuffed. Lamb wanted to swing at it and couldn't pull the trigger, and so it's a ball and 2 strikes. Bases loaded. Doval to the plate. Swing and a miss, and he gets his second strikeout of the ball game. And so for Loyola, 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 3 men left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the first. 1-0. Loyola leads La Mirada.
24-hour fitness for support of Southern Section Athletics.
Welcome back to Dodger Stadium. You're watching the CIF Division III Southern Section Baseball Championship game. The team on the field now, the Cubs of Loyola, and they're opposed by La Mirada, the Matadors. And the coach for La Mirada is Kim Brooks. Been there quite a while, done a great job, hasn't he?
Yeah, 12th year. I think it's actually La Mirada's his alma mater. He's played in 3. This is the 3rd CIF championship game. Won it in '96, his first year at the school. So done a real good job. Coached his son a few years ago. In fact, his son, Jack Brooks, played baseball, at Loyola Marymount with the Loyola coach. So good excuse for him to play a couple games this year as they did.
Passati leads off the shortstop for the Matadors. Gaylord, the left fielder, bats in the number 2 spot. Bryan, the first baseman, then Johnson, the catcher, batting in the cleanup spot. Siemens, center fielder, bats number 5. Peraza's the designated hitter. Nerona, third baseman. Doval, the pitcher, and then Hills, second baseman. That's the lineup for La Mirada, and we talked about the power that this team from Loyola has, but I tell you, La Mirada has got some people who can just tear the cover off that ball. Jordan Sigmund is the pitcher for the Loyola Cubs, and he's had a magnificent year. He comes into this ball game with a record of 12-0, a 2.9 ERA, and 55 strikeouts. So he lives up to those stats. Why, it'll be a great ball game. 1-0. Loyola leads. La Mirada steps in. This is Brandon Passate hitting .400, 3 homers, and 32 RBIs. The shortstop for La Mirada looks at a curveball for a strike.
Well, that was a knife curve. Just really took all the speed off that one. Just hung it up in his eyes, and obviously Pisano was taking that first pitch regardless.
Sigmund looks in, gets the sign. Back to the plate. A swing and a foul tip at the plate, but strike 2. Interesting looking back at Doval in that first inning, Frank. He gave up a run, an earned run. He gave up 2 hits, struck out 2, and walked 2.
And gave up a real loud foul down that right field line. So Very fortunate to get out of the inning, just giving up a run.
He was indeed. 2 strike, pitch is in, dropped by the catcher, tags the runner, and Passante is out number 1.
Batting second.
Yeah, nice pitch by Sigmund. Just put it right in his hand, just pulled the string on thing. He had no chance.
Brian Gaylord steps in, left fielder for La Mirada, hitting .353. No home runs, 22 RBIs on the season. This La Mirada team has won 12 straight to get to this championship match. Pitched by Sigmund is just a tad low and a bit outside. Ball 1.
Of course, La Mirada is potent offensive attack. They have their plan without one of their best hitters, Stephen Kapang, out with a broken hand.
He's in uniform, fouled back and into the crowd, and the count goes to a ball and a strike.
I think 29 RBIs and 5 home runs, hitting about .380, bound for a very good program at the University of San Diego. So that's a big blow for the Matadors, playing the title game without their most powerful hitter.
Pitch is low, and the count goes to 2 balls and a strike. Looking at the Cubs defensively, Frank, I see the outfield of McMillan, Paillet, and Watney really not very deep. I don't know whether they're used to playing in a park that is no deeper than where they are, or if they don't really think this La Mirada team can hit it over them. Back to the plate. High fly ball left field. Coming on is McMillan. 2 away.
Positioned very well that time and just got it on his hands again. Sigmund, good command of his pitches, and he hasn't given either La Mirada a real good cut.
Josh Bryan, the first baseman for the Matadors, steps in. Bryan is hitting .486 with 2 home runs and 23 RBIs. Jordan Sigmund. Nobody on. 2 out. Right-hander looks in to his catcher Lamb and delivers. That gets away from Lamb, rolls to the backstop. Ball 1.
Sigmund,
beautiful day for a ball game, isn't it?
Wonderful. Sigmund's really gone with his off-speed stuff so far. Hasn't really shown what kind of velocity he has.
Put a little heat on that and threw it wide and outside. That's ball 1. Excuse me, ball 2. 2-0. Ball 3. He might have been reading Bryan's stats. .486, 2 homers, 23 RBIs, but he hasn't given him much to swing at.
No, it hasn't thrown him much heat either.
3-0 pitch. That's ball 4. And Bryan draws a base on balls. With 2 out, a runner at first. And Jake Johnson, the catcher for La Mirada, steps in. He's batting .349. 5 home runs and 28 RBIs.
Yeah, headed for Fresno State University. Play for the Bulldogs in the WAC conference.
Loyola leads 1-0. And Sigmund with a quick toss to first base where Wagner is there and where Bryan is as well. Bryan just a couple of steps off the bag. Pitch is low and away for ball 1. Well, all of a sudden, after getting Passante on a strikeout and Gaylord on a routine fly ball into left, why Bryan now has thrown 5 straight balls. Can't find the plate all of a sudden. 1-0 pitch. Ground ball to third, foul. And the count goes even at a ball and a strike. 2 out. Runner on first base is Bryan. And La Mirada trying to erase a 1-0 deficit so far. Loyola getting a run in the first inning, though they left the bases loaded in the top of the inning. Sigmund back to the plate. Ground ball toward third. That too is just foul. And the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Sigmund has a lot of confidence in his off-speed stuff. Got a big motion and tries to get the hitters to lunge at his stuff.
Two out. Runner on first base, Bryan for La Mirada. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes. to Johnson, the Matadors catcher. Sigmund to the plate. Line drive into left field, diving and missing. Unable to come up with the ball is McMillan. It rolls away. Here's Bryan around third, headed for the plate, and he'll score easily. And the game is tied. Into second base with a double is Johnson. Watch it again, and I tell you, he got all of it, and McMillan made a diving, desperate effort to come up with that.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it.
Yeah, I think McMillan might have been better served just trying to cut off the ball. He went for broke there and dove, and I think if he could have cut it off, he might have been able to cut it off and just potentially hold the guy at third base. But he went for broke and missed it, and ball got away from him. So now you got another guy in scoring position. So
indeed, and Taylor Siemens, the center fielder, steps in, looks at the first pitch for a strike. Siemens is hitting .370, no home runs, 15 RBIs. Well, this inning started out in routine fashion for Sigmund. You got Passati on a strikeout, Gaylord on a routine pop-up down the left field line, then walked Bryan and gave up a double to Jake Johnson. Swing and a miss, and the count is 0-2.
yeah, we talked about Sigmund not throwing any fastballs. He did to Johnson. Johnson jumped on it. Siemens up here, very good athlete, one of the better athletes of Lamar High, starting point guard for a pretty good basketball team that went to the Division I quarterfinals.
The 0-2 pitch by Sigmund. Swing and a miss. And he gets Seaman. That is the second strikeout of the game for him, but he gives up a run on a hit. No errors and a man left. We go to the top of the second. Loyola 1, La Mirada 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, today the Norwalk La Mirada School District bestowed its Administrator of the Year Award on La Mirada Principal, Mr. Don Jones. Let's give a big round of applause for Principal Jones, sitting behind the home plate area on the La Mirada side. Rawlings is proud to be the official baseball of the CIF Southern Section. Play the best, play Rawlings. Fans, be sure to pick up your official 2007 CIF Southern Section Toyota Baseball Championship.
Brian Glass will lead off for Loyola here in the top of the second inning. He's the second baseman, hits .306 for the year, 4 homers and 20 RBIs. Doble, the pitcher, got away with a bases loaded situation when he struck out Lamb to end the first inning, and now he finds himself tied in this game. La Mirada and Loyola 1-1. The pitch is high and inside as Glass turns away from it. Ball 1. Doble gave up a hit, a run, struck out 2, and walked 2 in that first inning.
Yeah, Doble coming a little bit by way of first base on the left-handed hitter, and put a hard fastball right up in his hands, and the Glass kind of swung at it more out of self-defense than anything else.
The 1-1 pitch. Hit foul back into the stands, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Glass is a junior, 6'2", and he becomes the 3rd strikeout victim of Doble.
That was unfair. He set him up, and again, guy that comes in, that was a nasty fastball. He came wide away at first base and got it by him before he could get his hands around on the pitch.
Paillet steps in, center fielder for the Loyola Cubs. Has a .371 batting average, a home run, 14 RBIs. Looks at a curveball over for a strike. Game is tied 1-1. We're in the top of the second inning, the Division III Southern Section CIF Baseball Championships. Frank Burlinson and yours truly, Tom Kelly. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Well, Doble is on his game now, Frank. He's
yeah, he's
mixing
definitely
it up pretty good.
He's definitely got quite a bit more velocity than Sigmund from Loyola. Let's see if he can hang on. He let a couple pitches get away from him in the first innings, and Loyola drove it hard.
Outside, the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. 1 out, top of the second, nobody on. Game tied at 1. The left-hander looks in. Johnson gives him the sign, and here's the pitch. Ground ball toward third, scooped up by Mirada, and out. That'll take us to the top of the order, and Holden Watney will be up. Watney, the right fielder, opened with a double ringing shot between right and center, went nearly to the wall, and he came on to score the only run of the game for Loyola so far. 2 up and 2 down. We'll see if Watney has continued success against Doval. As the left-hander cranks it up and fires. Oh, inside, ball 1.
Again, like Watney, pitch came hard right at his hands, and obviously it was meant to drive him off the plate a little bit, but he hung right in there. He wasn't going to be intimidated.
Infield, outfield straight away for Watney. Inside, hit him, and he'll take first base. Watney is on for the second time, and that'll bring up McMillan, the left fielder.
Number 13, Joseph McMillan.
Yeah, the curve ran right into his
back leg.
His right back leg. Yeah. Obviously, he made the mistake of getting a fastball up over the plate against him in the first inning, and didn't want to repeat that mistake.
McMillan, the strikeout victim, 1 of 2, make it 3, turned in by Doval so far. Steps in now with Watney at first base. 2 out. Game tied. That pitch is inside for a ball.
Yeah, he's definitely trying to move those guys off the plate.
Glass struck out to start the inning. Payet was a routine ground out, third to first. Watney hit by a pitch, and now McMillan, a strikeout victim in the first inning at the plate. Inside, caught the corner, says the plate umpire, Pierre Bertolino. At first base is Gary Bernstein. Joe Perez is the man in blue out at second, and Bob Spear down the line and over at third base. A ball and a strike, 2 out. Second inning, ground ball towards second. Over with it is Hills, steps on the bag, and the inning is over. And so for Loyola, no runs, no hits, and 1 man left. We're tied at 1 going to the bottom of the second. We go to the bottom of the second inning. This game is tied. This game being played for the Division III Southern Section CIF baseball title. La Mirada steps to the plate. They're the home team, and in the person of Tony Peraza, their DH. Batting .206, 9 RBIs, and Sigmund winds and delivers a strike in the outside corner.
You know who was president the last time Loyola was playing for a CIF championship in baseball?
I'm
Tom?
just going to tell you it was the general himself.
Ike, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like Ike, Tom?
Did I like him?
Yeah.
Didn't know the man. Although I was in his army. I was also in Mark Clark's army, and for a while I was in Patton's army. But hey, that pitch over but low, and the count goes to 2-1. 2 balls and a strike on the leadoff man, Peraza.
In fact, 1954, the only season a Loyola baseball team did play for a championship.
Well, Mirada's been here several times. They've won a couple and lost a couple. This is their 5th trip.
Yeah, I think 3rd under Coach Brooks.
Swinging the foul ball back evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Baseball, unlike football, I think in basketball, Tom, on the high school level, basketball and football, for the most part, barring something fluky, the better teams usually get, to the semis or the finals. Baseball is so quirky. You set that second game and you can't throw your ace, and you run up against a very good pitcher.
Right.
Like in Division I, all but one of the top 4 seeds were gone by the quarterfinals.
3-2 pitch, foul tip. So Peraza, the DH, is hanging tough in there. We're in the bottom of the second inning, a game tied 1-1 between La Mirada and Loyola. Cubs scored first their half of the first. La Mirada came back to get the evener in their half of the inning, and there's a drive shot into right field. Watney has it, throws it back in, and Peraza, the DH, picks up a single.
Yeah, Sigmund tried to sneak a fastball by him, and Peraza just drove it hard.
Ricky Norana will step in. He's the third baseman for La Mirada. Brings with him a .294 batting average, and he has 6 RBIs, and now
got a pinch runner for Peraza.
Number 5, Daniel Vaca, is in to run for the DH. Can you explain that strategy to me, Frank?
Well, my guess is Vaca must be a bit of a bit better base runner than Peraza, but it's interesting. Peraza's DHing for the right fielder, Chris Belson, and then they turn around and put Vaca to run for Peraza.
So Vaca's in as the runner, nobody out. We're in the bottom of the second inning in a game that's tied 1-1. Quick throw to first base.
Yeah, Sigmund obviously has been alerted to Mr. Vaca because he's definitely paying attention to him over there, and Vaca's getting a pretty nice lead.
Sigmund to the plate, and there's a bunted attempt and a diving effort by Lamb, but he comes up just a tad short. And the count goes to no balls in the strike. Valiant effort by the young catcher for Loyola.
Interestingly enough, Vaca's only attempted 2 stolen bases this year and successful once. So
he's 50% as far as, all right. Well, he's got a short lead off first as Sigmund looks in, then steps off the mound. At the plate, Norana checking with the third base coach. Oh, he's got enough signals down there to join the signal corps, hasn't he? He had everything, huh? Didn't he? He pitched on the whole load. Sigmund looks in. Pitch out. Second base, throw is off the mark, and into second goes Vaca on a stolen base. And with nobody out, the go-ahead run is at second base, and Ricky Norana with the count of no balls and a strike.
That looks to me like something they saw in scouting Loyola. Obviously, they played him twice already because they didn't appear like they had a lot of respect for Matthew Lamb's arm or Sigmund's ability to keep. Yeah, or say again, he got rid of the ball pretty quickly, but the throw sailed on him, and if it would have been on line, he might have nailed Vaca.
Let me recap the score, the count for you. It's 1-1. Pitch. Tried to bunt, pulled back. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd bunt here right now. I think I'd give my guy a chance to swing away with the runner at second, especially now with 2 strikes.
Vaca leading off second base, came on as a pinch runner for Peraza, who singled. Sigmund comes to the plate. Curveball sweeping just outside. The count goes to 2-2. I can't believe the scoreboard says 1 ball and 2 strikes. I mean, the pitch out. There was a foul ball.
Yeah, the home plate umpire just put the 2-2 sign up.
It's not on the board, though.
Yeah.
But that's what it is. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
The board hasn't noticed it yet.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out. Vaca just off the bag at second. Game is tied at 1. Ricky Norana at the plate. Ground ball and may get in and does in the hole and out into right field. Vaca's around third, but they'll hold him up as a pretty good throw comes in from Watney. And La Mirada with nobody out has runners at first and third.
Yeah, excellent throw there by Watney. He broke on the ball perfectly, caught it in stride, and fired it into the first baseman. So solid play. And again, La Mirada, here we go. Went with the pitch, drove it right to the hole, and then Watney coming up with a good throw. And I think Coach Brooks playing this a little conservative here. He doesn't want to take a chance when you got 1 and 3, when you got Jason Doval coming up, who's a solid hitter himself.
Yes, he is, batting .298 coming into the game, 2 homers and 13 RBIs. Doval, the pitcher, is left-handed all the way. Chance to help his cause with runners at first and third, nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning. Game is tied at 1. Sigmund steps off, checks the runners, no play, no throw anywhere. Nobody out. Sigmund to the plate. Just missing on the outside corner. Ball 1. Sigmund's given up 3 hits and a run, and is in some kind of trouble right here with runners at first and third and nobody out. Vaca's over at third and Mirada at first. And again, Sigmund bluffs a throw to third and to first. Doval waiting at the plate. Big left-hander. Swings and fouls it back. And the count goes to a ball and a strike. Doval is 6'1". Left-hander all the way. A senior. And came into this game with a record of 8-1 for the Matadors of La Mirada. Now with a chance to help his own cause in a game that's tied at 1. Second inning. Just outside is Sigmund trying to paint the black on that baby. Just couldn't get it done. And the count is 2 balls and a strike.
Shadows creeping in on Sigmund here pretty soon. Within an inning or so, he's going to be pitching in shadows, I think.
Checks the runner at third, glances at first, the pitch to the plate. Fouled back, and the count goes to 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Got that one in on the hands of Doval. Sigmund came into this game pitching 12-0. Magnificent season. He's trying to hang on here and get rid of the Matadors in this, the second inning. Nobody out. Runners at first and third. He'd like to get Doval. Put a positive slant on things and then hope for the pitcher's friend, the double play. Fouled back as Doval got just a chunk of it. Count stays at 2-2. For those of you not that well acquainted with Loyola High School, it is an all-boys school, and almost year in and year out, they are one of the better teams in high school football.
Yeah, always one of the best high school football programs and a very underrated basketball program.
Ground ball, well. They're coming to the plate, and they've got the runner in a big collision. Trying to score was Vaca, and he's out. 3-2. Going to second is Mirada, and Doval goes to first base on the fielder's choice. Boy, I tell you, that was
solid play. Solid decision by Wagner. Perfect throw, and of course Lamb just had was right up the line. Had that play totally protected. So great play. Yeah, Vaca tried to get around him, but there was just no space to get around him. Good play. Solid play by the first baseman Wagner, and solid play by the catcher Matthew Lamb.
I know that hindsight's always 90-90, but it looked as though Wagner might have taken one step to his left and got the runner going to first base.
Yeah.
They're going to have to tag out the guy at the plate to begin with. Well, here's Danny Hills, the second baseman for La Mirada. He steps in, 1 away. Runners at first and second now. Vaca, the pinch runner, thrown out at the plate. Mirada goes to second base, and Doval is on first with the fielder's choice. The pitch just outside for ball 1. Hills hitting .404. Not a very big guy. No home runs, 8 RBIs, but he's only 5'7", senior. But the starting second baseman for the Matadors, Sigmund, to the plate. That's low. And the count goes to 2-0. What do you think of my idea that Wagner might have stepped on the bag and gotten that runner?
Well, I think he was so conscious of when he saw Vaca break for the plate. He knew he had a good shot to get him. You don't want to sacrifice giving up a run.
That's a strike, and the count goes to 2-1. 2 balls and a strike. We're in the bottom of the second inning. This game is tied at 1. Started out with Peraza, the DH, getting a single. Vaca came in to run for him. Got a steal for second base, and Narano with a base hit. Put runners at first and third. Vaca was thrown out at the plate. Slow roller towards short. Up with it. Throw to first in time. Nice play by Muno. And Hills is out. 6-3. And on the play, Narano takes third. And Doval goes to second. So 2 away now.
Number 7.
And we go to the top of the order. And here's Brandon Pisate stepping in. He struck out in the first inning. One of 2 strikeouts recorded so far by Sigmund.
Yeah, he'd like to get one right now, Tom. Strikeout number 3 and get himself out of this jam.
He would indeed. He's given up a couple of hits in this inning. Swing and a miss. Oh, got a little part of it. Ticked and fouled it back. Big sweeping curveball. Posadi hitting .400 coming into the game with 3 home runs and 32 RBIs. Infield straight away. Runner at third base is Narano. Doval is at second for La Mirada. Sigmund to the plate, just outside. And the count is 1-1.
It, probably put more heat on that pitch than he has on any pitch today, and tried to get it by him on the corner, just a little outside the plate.
Gaylord is on deck as Sigmund looks in at Brandon Pisate, the shortstop for the Matadors. The pitch, swing and a miss. Looks like he pulled the string on that.
Yeah.
And the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes, 2 out. This would be quite an inning to get out of. Peraza got on first with a single. Narana singled him to third. Actually, Vaca went in to run for Peraza. He was thrown out at the plate. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Ball gets away. Catcher can't find it. And scoring, as Lamb couldn't come up with the ball, scoring from third is Norana.
Interesting. It did look like the pitch was in the dirt. I'd like to see the replay on this one. Looked like Lamb maybe just struggled to handle it.
Swing and a miss for a strikeout, but at first base is Pisate.
Yeah, I just couldn't tied up Lamb.
Which brings the count to 2-1 now. 2 runs for La Mirada. They lead 2-1. And stepping in is Brian Gaylord, who flew out to McMillan in left the first time up. 2 on, 2 out, a run in. There goes the runner to second. Lamb throws it down, cut off. Stepping in was Muno, but no move coming from third base in the way of the pitcher Doval.
That's got to be tough for
Sigmund.
Yeah, great pitch.
Yeah,
got
strikes him out
and
and loses it.
and then the pass ball.
Swing and a miss. Gaylord, left-hand hitter, came to the game hitting .353 on the year. No home runs, but 22 RBIs. The 0-1 pitch. Lamb having a little trouble maintaining his balance behind the plate.
I think Lamb's thinking a lot about the runners, which he really shouldn't in this situation. Yeah, 1-2 count.
But he and Vaca had a collision they'll be talking about for a while at the plate. But
yeah, that's if they get out of if he can Sigmund can get him out, then it's.
There's a little pop fly, foul territory, third base, and Kelsky is over to get it. So it is a run on 2 hits, an error, and 2 men left on base. We go to the top of the third. La Mirada leading 2-1. Cubs coming to bat.
visiting WW.
My truck better be able to
tow my tractor,
haul steel,
my boat,
concrete,
uphill, downhill,
without burning up the brakes.
We asked the guys who use trucks to help build ours and got an available 381 horsepower V8 with standard towing capacity of over 10,000 pounds and among the largest front brake rotors in its class. The all-new, assembled in America Toyota Tundra, the truck that's changing it all. Get one at a great price. Now at your Southern California Toyota dealer.
La Mirada leading 2-1 over the Cubs of Loyola, and we go to the top of the third inning. Third baseman Steve Selski will step in. He doubled in the only run the Cubs have so far when he hit a shot off the wall in right center field to send in Holden Watney in the first inning. So he is 1 for 1. Steps in here to lead off in the top of the third. 2-1, La Mirada leading, and the Cubs to see if they can get back into this ball game. The pitch, Doval, big left-hander, throws it wide outside, ball 1.
Yeah, Selski's too disciplined a hitter to chase a pitch like that way outside.
Doval back to the plate, line drive into left field. Boy, Selski's got his hitting shoes on today.
Yeah,
solid shot to left.
Yeah, he's solid. Again, Doval tried to get an unhittable ball by him, and he wasn't biting, and got it over the plate, and he just drove it.
Nice swing, nice move. He's hitting .437, so it shouldn't come as a surprise that he's got good power and good control of the bat. Stepping in now is Dan Muno, the shortstop for Loyola. He walked back in the first inning. Curveball over for a strike. Muno, a .400 hitter with 3 home runs and 35 RBIs. Keep our eye on Selski at first. I don't know, has he got any stolen bases this year, Frank? Look him up in your stat book. Short leadoff first, of course, the left-hander. Doval looking right at him, and there's a fastball over but low, and the count goes to a ball and a strike.
Selski stole a grand total of 2 bases, Tom. I don't think they want to do anything to. I think they want their hitters to get a good pop at him.
I don't know what kind of a move Doval has going to first base.
Yeah,
a
that was
lob toss over there.
Yeah, that was half-hearted.
Yeah. It was just one of those, I know you're over there, tosses. Muno. Swing and a miss. And the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes on the Loyola shortstop. Walked the first time up. Doval's given up 3 hits and a run. Sigmund's given up 2 runs and 3 hits. Third inning. Outside, the count goes to 2-2. This is a beautiful ballpark, Dodger Stadium. Absolutely gorgeous. And when you think of how old it is, how well it has stood the test of time, a shame all of us can't. Buildings and people do the same thing in that regard. But this is a beautiful plant. Gorgeous. High fly ball, shortstop over there is Passante. He's got it. And back to first base goes Selski. 1 away. And that'll bring Bill Gilmore, the DH, to the plate. Gilmore was a ground out. Thrown out by Narano at third base. And a toss across to Bryan. So 1 away, a runner on. Top of the third. And Loyola trailing 2-1.
Yeah, this ballpark doesn't have all the bells and whistles of all the stadiums that have popped up across the country in the last 10 to 15 years. But again, the nostalgia and the history in this building is amazing. Like I told you before the game, Tom, first ever game I saw here was Sandy Koufax pitching against Bob Gibson.
That's a moment to remember, no question about that. 2 of the game's greatest. The 1-0 pitch. Doval to the plate. Well, Gilmore had a notion but held up, and it goes now to 1-1.
Yeah. They're speaking of Dodgers in the middle 60s. Don Sutton, of course, 66 Rookie of the Year, and Jackie Robinson, the true pioneer of the game for a lot of reasons.
Doval back to the plate, chopped right back to the mound. Turns, goes to second base for one, back to first, double play. 1-6-3 if you're scoring it. No runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. 2-1, La Mirada. We go to the bottom of the third. Well, the bottom of the inning, excuse me, the top of the third inning ended on a dramatic note as far as Loyola was concerned, and some fine fielding. First of all, by the pitcher. Takes that big hopper right back at him. Doval turns. Good throw to second. Pasante.
Nice poop.
Very nice.
Yeah, good footwork by Pasante at second base. Got rid of the ball. Great time. Got plenty of heat on the throw to first.
And so La Mirada leads 2-1. We're in the bottom of the third inning, and it'll be Bryan, Johnson, and Siemens as the three men do up here for the Matadors. Bryan walked and scored back in the first inning. He steps in now against Sigmund and looks at a curveball low in the dirt, ball one. Sigmund's given up 2 runs and 3 hits. That's a strike. And in the process, why, he has managed to walk 1 and strike out 3. Strike 2 on Bryan.
Tell you what, Sigmund doesn't throw a lot of fastballs, but he's got pretty good placement when he throws them. That one was down and away and kind of snuck it right by Bryan.
A ball and 2 strikes to the leadoff man. First baseman for La Mirada. Outside, wouldn't bite on that, and the count evens out at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Sigmund to the plate. Curveball is lashed at third. Knocked down by Selski. Throw across low. Safe. Ooh.
That was
awfully close, and Brian Felton is out of the Loyola dugout to check with first base umpire Gary Bernstein. Going to give him a base hit on that.
Yeah, nice play by Selski. Stayed down on the ball, stayed in front of it, let it bounce off the shot, picked it up. Nice motion. Good throw. Good call. Good call. Yeah, he beat it by a step.
That'll bring Jake Johnson up to the plate. The
second time around, I don't know.
You don't know whether it looked good.
Ooh, I tell you what.
Well,
that one was.
Well, come on, take a stand, Frank. Was he safe or was he out?
I think he was out.
Johnson steps in. Johnson doubled back in the first inning. Up here now with Bryan on first. Nobody out.
I tell you what, when the first base umpire checks out this game on footage.com, he'll see that play and might second guess himself a little bit.
Well, then it won't do Loyola any good. Instead of having a La Mirada runner out, Bryan's on first base with nobody out. Bottom of the third, 2-1 La Mirada. 112 in a row coming into this championship game. Sigmund's pitch high and away. And the count goes to 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Jake Johnson, catcher for La Mirada at the plate. Swing and a miss, and the count is 2-1. Johnson's a pretty good sized guy, make no mistake about it.
Jake,
6'2".
Yeah, Jake got all of that cut. I think he wanted to hit that Bud Light sign just to the right of the 76 sign.
He ripped a double into right center back in the first inning. Ground ball toward third. Scooped up Selski to second for 1, to first, 2.
Nice bit of defense.
Indeed. Beautiful. Bryan is out 5-4. Second, 5-4-3 for the double play, and that'll bring up Taylor Siemens, center fielder.
Nice play by Selski, and good turn of the play at second base by Glass.
Yes.
Really nice pivot, good throw to first. Selski's a fine player. I mean, a couple of good stops there, good plays at third base.
Well, he's even going to look better to you when you go back and think about that throw that they said wasn't there in time or pulled the first baseman off the bag. Selski again to his left, has it, throw across. That's it.
Yeah, nice inning for Steven Selski.
No runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. We go to the top of the fourth inning. La Mirada leads 2-1. So we welcome you back to Dodger Stadium, and we go to the top of the fourth inning. Loyola coming to bat in the person of Curtis Wagner, outstanding hitter and a very fine player, whether it's with the glove or while he's on the mound pitching. He walked back in the first inning, comes to the plate with a batting average of .443, 10 home runs, 43 RBIs. His team is down by 1 as he looks at the left-hander Duvall's first pitch that breaks in and over for a strike.
Yeah, big hook by Duvall. Wagner just happy to get a chance to take a cut here. They took the bat out of his hands in inning 1.
Just intentional walk. Put him on. There's a drive hit deep into right field, going back, and can't catching up to it is Belson over his head up against the wall. Wagner is into second base, and he stops there with a stand-up double. Well, now we know why they put the intentional walk on that kid earlier. Yeah. He's got what a great swing. Take another look at this. He really gets a cut at it.
Yeah, low fastball, but he just dug on the ball, turned on it well. Belson started in, misjudged it a little bit. I don't think he would have caught it anyway, but again, misplayed it a little bit. But again, Wagner really drove the ball well. You can see why he's hitting .443.
Stepping in will be Andre Vallejo steps in to bat for Lamb. Vallejo is a junior, 5'11", infielder, so I don't know who's coming in to catch for Loyola. We'll have to wait on that, but Vallejo steps in with the tying run at second base.
250 hitter with 5 RBIs. Well, Lamb could stay there because they're just pinch hitting for him, so he could re-enter the game.
He can re-enter the game. That curveball is in for a strike. Nobody out. Wagner at second base, leading off with a double here in the top of the fourth inning. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Yeah,
Vallejo not proving to be much of a chore for Doval so far.
Yeah, re-entry rule in high school softball and baseball pretty good because most teams only have 15, 16 players, so gives the coaches a little bit more room for strategy and situational subbing.
Pitch is outside, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. You're telling me Lamb could be behind the plate when we resume the game in the bottom of the fourth inning?
Oh, yeah. He will be.
Vallejo. 1-2 pitch. Fouled at the plate. Stays alive. Looking back to Wagner, the old adage, you never pitch a left-hander low, and you never pitch a country boy or a guy who wears glasses high. He'll break your heart. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Wagner with a leadoff double is at second base. Loyola trailing 2-1 to the Matadors of La Mirada. And Doval to the plate. Swinging a foul back, and the count stays at a ball and 2 strikes.
Read in one of the papers that Curtis Wagner is going to go to Santa Clara as a student, try to walk on to the baseball team, but Well, a guy that hits the ball that well, you'd think somebody would offer him some sort of scholarship money.
Did I read correctly that the young man from Notre Dame in Sherman Oaks, Stanton, is going to USC on a baseball deal?
Yeah, signed a baseball scholarship. I think the draft is Tuesday night. The Major League draft is Tuesday, so it'll be interesting. I mean, a guy we saw in football and basketball, Tom,
Yes.
and be interesting to see how high
Truly
he
a
goes.
gifted athlete.
What a specimen.
Doval on the corner, strike 3. So Vallejo strikes out. And that is the 4th strikeout registered by Doval. And we turn to Brian Glass, the Cubs second baseman, stepping in. He was strikeout victim number 3 back in the 2nd inning. Meantime, Wagner remains at second after the leadoff double. 1 on, 1 out, 2-1 in favor of La Mirada. And Doval looks in to get the sign from Johnson. Swing and a miss. Glass went right straight through that one.
I'm sure Doval would like to get out of this inning without having to face Watney with runners on base.
Yes. The 0-1 pitch. Strike 2.
We K'd Glass on 4 pitches the first time around, and it's interesting if he gets him anything relatively good to hit at, because he's definitely overpowering this guy on this at bat.
Left-hander against left-hander, and so far in this struggle, why the pitcher, Doval, has been far better than the hitter, Glass. Tying run is at second base. Wagner with a short lead. Doval to the plate. High. The count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Beautiful night. Late afternoon, I should say, for a baseball game. And I'll remind you again, you're watching the Division III Southern Section CIF Championship game between La Mirada and Loyola. Foul ball. A swing and a miss, I should say. No foul ball, and on to first base goes Glass. And on the play, why Wagner takes third. And I guess you're looking at another passed ball.
Yeah. That one was in the dirt. Let's see the replay on that one. Yeah, here comes the replay. Let's see if it's actually in the dirt. Yeah, that's a wild pitch.
Wild pitch.
Yeah, that's a heck of a nasty pitch to try to hit, because the bottom fell out of it. But it's kind of unfair to have Jake Johnson, who's headed to Fresno State on a baseball scholarship, to fill that. So we're going to call that. I think we got to call that a wild pitch.
Paye steps in now, the center fielder for the Cubs. He was a ground out back in the 2nd inning, and he's batting now here in the top of the 4th. Down a run with runners at 1st and 2nd and 1 out. Wagner at 3rd base and down at 1st. Bit of a gift. Glass. Doval looks in. Curve over for a strike. Frank, both pitchers have pitched well, and both pitchers have found themselves in some trying circumstances here in this baseball game as we've moved into the 4th inning.
It's almost a little poetic justice that Loyola gets a chance at a base runner off of a strikeout, since that's how La Mirada got their go-ahead run.
Yeah, Doval doesn't much care for that, and that pitch is just outside for a ball, and the count is 1-1. That would be the 5th strikeout the man has had in this ball game. He's given up 4 hits, struck out 5. Walked 2. Diving back at first base was Glass on a little lob toss over to Bryan. Paillet, P-A-I-L-L-E-T. John. A little quicker, more enthusiastic throw to first to keep Glass closer to the bag. Inning opened with Wagner leading off with a solid shot. A double. Lamb, replaced by Vallejo, struck out. And then Glass struck out, only to have the ball get away on a wild pitch. Get away from catcher Jake Johnson. On the play, Wagner took 3rd. Glass made it to 1st. And that's where we are. A ball and 2 strikes. 1 out. Top of the 4th. 2-1. La Mirada. Doval looks in. Checks the runner. Comes to the plate. Ground ball toward short. Picked up. Throw to second. Force out. And the run scores coming in to tie the game is Wagner. This game is tied 2-2, and on the play, Paillet is out 6-4. And we go to the top of the order. Holden Watney, who opened up this game with a double, then was hit by a pitch. And now here in the 4th inning has Paillet at first base, and the game is tied at 2. 2 out. Doval looking in. That's in the dirt, and it gets away from the catcher Johnson, and down to second base. Whoa, and a big turn at second was Paillet. Looked for all the world. He was headed for third, but thought better of it, although he made a big turn at any rate.
Yeah, again, another ball in the dirt. Down and low, and just too tough for Johnson to handle, and suddenly the Cubs got the go-ahead run on second base with a very good header at the plate.
They do indeed. Watney is 1 for 1, doubled to open up the ball game. Looks at a curveball in for a strike, and the count goes to 1-1. 2 away. Paillet is at second base as a result of a fielder's choice. Ooh, pretty good looking pitch, but apparently just a tad high. The 2-1 pitch. Inside, and the count goes to 3-1. I don't know really, Frank, if Doval wants all that much of Watney. He looks like a pretty good hitter up there. Came into the game hitting .319, but the opening shot, he just ripped it into right center.
Yeah, he might take his chances with McMillan, who he struck out and gotten to tap into a force play.
3 balls and a strike. Inside, ball 4. And so Watney walks, goes to first. At second base is Paillet.
Number 13, Joseph McMillan.
That is the 3rd walk given up by Doval. And Joe McMillan steps in. He is 0 for 2, struck out in the 1st, a ground ball out in the 2nd, and batting now here in the 4th inning with the game tied at 2, and the go-ahead run at second base. Fouled back and into the second deck and back down into the crowd. Strike 1. Game tied at 2, top of the 4th inning.
I think Doval definitely wants to get out of this inning here because staring on deck, we got number 7, Selski, with his big double and a line drive single in his first 2 at bats. So
pitch inside, the count goes to a ball and a strike.
Doval can't fool around here. He's got to get McMillan to hit the ball in play or blow it by him.
Doval has struck out 5. He has walked 3. He's given up 2 runs and a total of 4 hits in this ball game. In fact, 2, 4, and 0. That's the totals for both teams. That pitch is a tad high, and the count goes to 2 balls and a strike.
Hey, Doval's all over the plate today. He's been a little bit wild inside. He's been wild outside. And even on some of his better pitches, they've been a little low, and it's cost him.
And coming out to talk to his young pitcher is the coach, Kim Brooks.
Yeah, nice move here. I think Doval's getting a little frustrated, not getting some calls he wants at the plate. Again, there's the potential for another big inning by Loyola, and they got to put the clamps on it right now, especially with a very, very good hitter on deck and Steven Selski.
It seemed to almost just trigger the fact that everybody is going to have a meeting. The minute the coach came out, why?
Well, whatever Coach Brooks said, it wasn't much because he was there, barely got there, and turned around almost in the same motion.
So the count is 2 balls and a strike, 2 away. McMillan at the plate. He's 0 for 2. Go ahead run at second base. Game tied 2-2. Doval looks in, comes to the plate. Ooh, that almost hit McMillan, got him dancing away. And the count now goes to 3 balls and a strike. Well, he's a pitch away from loading him up and facing Selski, the third baseman, who, as you said a moment ago, Frank, is 2 for 2.
Yeah, McMillan could have taken one from the team there, because I tell you what, it was boring in on his
Could have taken one
shin
for
there,
the
but
team.
I think that would have been a little bit painful sacrifice.
Inside, same place, and that is walk number 4 given up by Doval, and the bases are loaded. Paye is over at third. At second base is Watney. At first is McMillan, and stepping in is Steve Selski, who doubled in the first run of the ball game for Loyola back in the first inning, singled to lead off the third. Excuse me, as the number 3 batter in the third inning, singled. So he is 2 for 2. And a big opportunity to bust this game wide open, sweeping curveball for a strike by Doval.
Yeah, Selski's gotten 2 real good whacks in on Doval, so Doval's got to be very, very careful here. You don't want to pitch too fine and walk the guy, but again, you got to get out of this inning here. I mean, one swing in this game could be suddenly 4-2.
Certainly could. We're in the top of the 4th inning, all tied at 2. Ooh. Boy, Selski offered, but just did check up. And the count goes to a ball and a strike.
Yeah, Selski and Wagner and Watney, very, very disciplined hitters. I mean, they don't chase. They haven't chased any bad pitches yet today.
Johnson and Doval go out and have a little conversation. Doval, as he faces Selski here, has walked 4. He has struck out 5.
Even on one of those strikeouts, you know, bit of a low pitch, put the runner on base. So in essence, he's walked by.
He's given up 2 runs and 4 hits, and the 1-1 count. Outside, ball 2, 2-1. On deck is Muno, the Loyola shortstop. But the business at hand here in the 4th inning is what to do with Selski. Doval comes to the plate. Oh, good pitch. Count goes to 2-2.
My guess is we're going to see curve here because Selski's jumped on his fastballs before.
2 balls, 2 strikes. The bases loaded. Game tied at 2. Doval taking his time, rocks into motion. High, ball 3. Well,
came with the fastball. He shook off his catcher at least one time. So now this is big pitch here with 3-2 count. The runners at third and second will be flying on this pitch. So this is critical here.
Yes, I would think everybody's off and running. And a drive hit deep into right field, going over as Belson makes the catch. What a big out. So for the Cubs of Loyola, a run on a hit and 3 men left on base, and we go to the bottom of the 4th, tied at 2-2. Welcome back to Dodger Stadium. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning, the CIF Division III baseball championship game. La Mirada, Loyola tied at 2. And for La Mirada, it'll be stepping in Tony Peraza, the DH, as the leadoff man. A ground ball towards second. Convenient hop, Glass, 1 away.
Nice solid play by Glass. It's one step to his right, fielded it cleanly, and easy toss.
Mirada, the third baseman, next man up. He's 1 for 1, singled back in the second inning and scored. Sigmund has given up 4 hits in addition to the 2 runs. And the Cub right-hander comes to the plate, over but low, ball 1. He struck out 3. And he has walked 1. Down the heart of the plate. The count evens at 1-1.
As that sun starts to sink in the west, temperature falling a little bit here, Tom.
Yes. Ground ball towards second. Glass. 2 away. 2 up, 2 down. That'll bring the pitcher, Doval, to the plate. Doval was on with a fielder's choice when he hit the ground ball right back to Wagner at first base, and Wagner came to the plate with a bullet-like throw. It caught the runner coming in. Kept this game at 1-1 at the time. Sigmund with what looks like the beginning of a pretty easy inning so far. We'll see how he and Doval make out. 2 up, 2 down. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Game tied at 2. Sigmund. There's a high pop-up third base way. Selski has it. Boy, you can't get an easier inning than that, can you?
Oh, that's
no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We're tied at 2 going to the top of the 5th. So we're deadlocked, 2-2. Loyola coming to bat here in the top of the 5th inning. Leadoff man for the Cubs will be their shortstop, Dan Muno. Muno walked in the 1st inning, so he's 0 for 1 as he popped out to the third baseman back in the 3rd. Top of the 5th, game tied at 2. And Doval starts him out with a curved ball over the outside corner for strike 1. Doval has struck out 5. He's walked 4, given up 4 hits, a couple of runs. Ooh, boy, I don't know how Muno got away from that. I thought it was going to hit him.
Yeah,
that
again,
pitch was way inside.
Like Glass the other inning, he could have, or McMillan, excuse me, could have definitely hung in there and
taken one for the team.
Exactly.
Doval back to the plate, and that one is fouled back and out of play, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. But aside from a couple of pitches in the dirt, this has been a well-played ball game, Frank.
Yeah, both pitchers, different type pitchers. Doval definitely got a lot more power and a lot more snap to his curve, but Sigmund, very, very intelligent pitcher.
And Muno is out on strikes to open up the top of the 5th inning.
Yeah,
and
really set him up well and really pulled the string on that with that change, and
that's
it
the
was way
6th
out in
strikeout.
front, yeah.
Number 6 for Doval. Which brings to the plate Bill Gilmore, the designated hitter. He hit into a double play. Doval handling it beautifully, I should say, on the one hopper right back at him back in the 3rd inning. 1-6-3 on the double play.
Got Curtis Wagner on deck too, so that's I'm sure
easier
Doval,
to pitch to him with the bases empty. Isn't
yeah,
it?
that's the goal, I think.
Doval back to the plate. That's inside. The count goes to 2-0. Nobody on, 1 out. Game tied at 2. La Mirada and Loyola, and we're in the top of the 5th inning here at Dodger Stadium. Doval swinging a miss. What a good pitch And Gilmore really had a pretty good rip at it, too, and missed it. 2 balls and a strike. 2-1. 1 out, nobody on. 2-2 as Gilmore fouls it back and out of play. Gilmore's 5'11". Plays first and third, but he's not DHing for Brian Felton. Ooh.
Good looking pitch.
Oh boy, wasn't it? La Mirada thought that pitch was all over the plate. Instead, the call is 3-2 now. Well, another look at it was just a little high and outside.
Yeah.
Good call by Pierre Bertolino.
Yeah, good bit of discipline by Gilmore not to chase it too.
Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 7 for Doval.
Doval wasn't being too tricky that time. He just reared back and here we go, just reared back and just blow it by him.
Well, Curtis Wagner steps in, had the double and scored the run that tied this game up back in the 4th inning. And he's back up here in the 5th now. Game tied at 2, and he's 1 for 1. He walked back in the 1st and doubled and scored back in the 4th. Curtis Wagner came in hitting .443. Looks at a curveball for a strike.
Look at Wagner's got that real open stance at the plate. You can see how he's able to jerk the ball around so quick.
Outside the count evens at a ball and a strike. 2 out, nobody on. 5th inning and a 2-2 tie. Doval has struck out 7. He's walked 4. High, and the count goes to 2-1.
Talked a little bit about Mike Stanton and Notre Dame of Sherman Oaks. That's the team that La Mirada beat in the 2nd round of the playoffs. And of course, same league with Loyola and Crespi.
And Loyola beat Crespi. Curve ball for a strike, and the count evens at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on. Game tied at 2 and 2 out here in the top of the 5th. Loyola batting in the person of Curtis Wagner. First baseman and a pitcher. Gifted athlete, this kid. Just missing, and the count is full at 3-2.
This is what baseball is all about. Strong pitcher with a lot of stuff, with a 3-2 count on an outstanding hitter. Let's see who wins this battle.
Well, Doval has struck out the first 2 men he's faced here in the 5th inning. He's got 7 Ks already in the book. Comes to the plate. Ground ball towards second. Hills has it to first. Inning is over. So for Loyola, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the 5th. We're tied at 2. Welcome back to this Division III Southern Section CIF Baseball Championship. Quite a battle we've got going here at Dodger Stadium. Coming to bat now in the bottom of the 5th inning. Bottom of the 5th inning is La Mirada in the person of Matt Lamb, the catcher. Drive into center field. No, just back a second base and over quickly to make the grab is Muno. Well, I'm a font of misinformation. The man leading off was Danny Hills, the second baseman, and he pops out.
We had
to the shortstop.
We had Matt Lamb on the
mind. Yeah,
we talked about re-entering back into the catcher.
I was watching Lamb come back out to catch Sigmund, and had him on my mind. I apologize. Stepping in now, leadoff man is Brandon Pisante. He's struck out twice. Been a victim in that regard by Sigmund. Sigmund has struck out a total of 5.
How much, back in the day, Tom, how much radio stuff did you guys do with SC baseball?
Oh, we would do just a handful of games at the very most. And most of them were, frankly, on television. At the Dado Stadium.
Did you do any College World Series in Omaha?
No, did not. No. The networks had that all the time. So even though Dado was a constant visitor back there with or without his teams, why, and more often with his teams, no, we did not do any of it.
That's one of the few events I haven't covered or attended is College World Series. I hear it's quite a great atmosphere.
It truly is.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Back in good old Omaha. There's a drive just past a diving Muno. It's short. And a base hit for Passante. That is the 5th hit given up by Sigmund. And with 1 out, Gaylord will come to the plate. And Gaylord is 0 for 2 as he steps in.
Yeah, Sigmund tried to get a fastball by him and just hung it right over the plate. Passante just hung with it and just drove it, worked with the pitch right up the middle. Good bit of hitting.
Sigmund had a little string going there of retiring 6 in a row prior to that base hit by Passante, and the throw over to Wagner at first to keep Passante close to the bag. 1 out, 1 on. Game tied at 2. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning, Dodger Stadium. Greg Bertelson, yours truly, Tom Kelly, looking on, and the shadows are lengthening, and there's I don't know if he was trying to bunt that ball or in the end trying to get away from it, but it came off the bat, and it's a foul ball.
Yeah, I think a little bit more of the latter.
No balls, 1 strike, 1 out, runner on. Gaylord, the batter, looking for his first base hit of the evening. He's 0 for 2. Pitch out, but Passante was having none of that. And the count goes to a ball and a strike. La Mirada got a run in the 1st and 1 in the 2nd. First to tie the game and then take a 2-1 lead. And Loyola got a run in the 1st to open up the ball game. Came back to get 1 in the 4th to tie it. And that's where we are here in the bottom of the 5th. 2-2, all deadlocked. La Mirada with 5 hits to go with their 2 runs. The Cubs 2 runs on 4 hits. Sigmund. There's a swing and a miss, and boy, he pulled the string on that baby.
Oh yeah, nice pitch.
Oh, the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Watch this one. Oh,
yeah,
beautiful.
Broke down and away. Nice pitch.
So the left-handed hitter Gaylord looks out now. Count is a ball and 2 strikes. Ground ball right back up the middle. Could be 2. Second for 1. First, double play. Great play by Muno. 6-3, double play. No runs, 1 hit. No errors and nobody left on base. Some really great pitching, outstanding fielding. We go to the 6th. We're still tied 2-2.
A truck better be able to haul.
Steel, concrete,
Whatever I throw at it.
In the mud.
uphill.
Downhill.
Stop on a dime.
We asked the guys who use trucks to help build ours and got an available 381 horsepower V8 that hauls nearly 2,000 pounds and has among the largest front brake rotors in its class. The all-new, assembled in America, Toyota Tundra. The truck that's changing it all. Get one at a great price. Now at your Southern California Toyota dealer.
Log on to footage.com for the best in high school coverage. Register for free today to become a part of Southern California's fastest growing high school site. Watch archive games featuring Oaks Christian, Mater Dei, Orange Lutheran, Servite, and many more. See exclusive stories, polls, and pregame speeches from the top coaches.
Let's rock this thing!
And it's all free at footage.com. So we go to the top of the 6th inning in a game that's tied 2-2. Pitching for La Mirada, Doval has had really a very fine game. He has given up 2 runs on 4 hits. He has struck out 7 and walked 4. And he faces
our guy Matthew Lamb, I think.
Matt Lamb. Matt Lamb's not batting. No, he's got Bradley Kamey batting for Lamb.
Well, this will Kamey, Lamb can't re-enter now, Tom, so they'll have to have a new catcher.
So Kamey steps in here to start the 6th inning for Loyola in a game that's deadlocked at 2-2.
So we'll have a new catcher for Loyola in this next half of the inning.
Kamey is 6'2". He's a junior. That pitch just misses the plate, and the count goes to 2-0. Well, we've seen some outstanding hitting by some of the people that were supposed to be good hitters, some outstanding fielding, and really some very, very good pitching by both of these teams. Swing and a miss for a strike.
Kamey only 11 at bats before this turn at the plate, Tom. 11 at bats, 4 hits on the season.
4 for 11, that's a pretty good average. Boy, only 11 times at bat. Top of the 6th inning, we're all tied. And there's one line drive right at Hills, who gloves it. And for a guy who didn't get to bat that often, why, Kamey put some wood on the ball, or some aluminum on it. At any rate, line out to the second baseman, 1 away. And that'll bring Glass, the second baseman, to the plate.
Distinct sound you hear at college or high school baseball game. That ping when a guy just puts that aluminum on the horse hide.
Glass is looking for his first hit. He has struck out twice, and yet on the second time up there, why, he swung at it, missed it. Ball got away from the catcher Johnson, and Glass made it to first base. Doval back to the plate, swing and a miss. Count is even at a ball and a strike.
There are times when Doval just rears back and blows the ball by people as he did that time.
7 strikeouts, 4 walks. There's a drive down the left field line, could get away. Diving catch, beauty by Gaylord. What a magnificent defensive play. What a tough chance, and Gaylord handled it beautifully.
Yeah, that's the play of the game so far, Tom, defensively. Looked like he got a bad jump on it, and he accelerated and stretched out. And, let's take a look now. Yeah, a little bit of a bad jump, but made up the gap and dove perfect. Yeah, nice play, and then hung on to the ball.
Major league play in a major league ballpark. No question about it by the young outfielder Gaylord, who hasn't had a very big time at the plate, but with the glove, that'll make up for a lot of it. Here's Paillet, center fielder for Loyola. Swings around to bunt, pulls it back, ball 1.
Well, Doval and his teammates owe him one now.
They do indeed. Mirada was charging in from third base. He's practically up on the edge of the grass as Doval comes to the plate. Just missing, and the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. 2 out, nobody on. Top of the 6th, and the 2 teams are tied at 2 for the CIF Division III Southern Section title. Doval fouled away back and into the crowd, and the count goes to 2-1. 2 balls and a strike. Paillet looking for his first hit of the afternoon. Flares one down the right field line, but that's way back into the seats. Nobody can catch up with that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, nobody on. Game tied at 2. Top of the 6th inning at Dodger Stadium. Slow grounder tap foul down the third base side. Count stays the same, 2-2. Loyola scored in the first inning, got another one in the fourth in the meantime. La Mirada scored in its half of the first, came back and got one in the third, take a 2-1 lead, only to see the Cubs tie it up. And that's where we are. Fouled away at the plate. The count stays at 2-2. Selski's got 2 hits, drove in a run. Wagner's got his 1 for 2, resounding double, scored the other run for Loyola. Doval looks in, gets the sign. 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 on the corner. Take a look at Gaylord's great effort, and that is the 8th strikeout now turned in by Doval. No runs, no hits, nobody left. We're still tied at 2. But a change in the lineup and at the catching position for Loyola. And coming in there now, number 23, Brian Ulmer, a sophomore, 6'2", back of the plate, replacing Lamb. And stepping in to lead off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And a high fly ball to left. McMillan waiting under it. He's got it. 1 away. Leading off was Brian, and he is out number 1 here in the 6th inning.
Yeah, Brian might have been able to drive that ball if he would have stayed down on it, but he definitely got under the pitch and definitely pulled it a little too much.
The catcher for La Mirada, Jake Johnson, steps in. Jake had a double to drive in a run back in the first inning, so he's 1 for 2 as he stands in against Jordan Sigmund. Curveball for a strike. Bottom of the 6th inning, La Mirada's got 2 runs on 5 hits. Loyola 2 runs on 4 hits. 2 great talented young pitchers performing here. That pitch is low and the count goes to a ball and a strike. Sigmund for Loyola and Doval for La Mirada. 1-1 the count on Johnson. Fouled back and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Nobody on, 1 away, bottom of the 6th inning in a 2-2 tie. Sigmund to the plate. Ground ball toward short. Up with it is Muno. Throw across, scooped up beautifully by Wagner. 2 away. Wagner's got a pretty good glove over there, Frank.
Yes, solid defense all the way around for Loyola, and actually La Mirada too. The only problems we've had is a little bit of behind the plate, a pass ball on a strikeout for Loyola, and a little bit of a wild pitch that got away from Johnson that led to Loyola's tying run.
Seaman steps in. He's hitless in 2 trips. Looks at a ball on the corner of the plate for strike 1. Seaman struck out in the first, was a ground out victim back in the 3rd. We're in the bottom of the 6th in a 2-2 tie. Nobody on, 2 out. Ground ball towards second. Glass has it. Easy inning. 3 up and 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We're going to the 7th. The game is tied at 2. A reminder, the CIF Southern Section Toyota High School Baseball Championship game on footage.com is brought to you by Toyota, moving forward. And so we go to the top of the 7th inning, and leading off for Loyola in the top of the 7th, we go to the top of the order, and Holden Watney, who is has a double and scored the first run of the ball game. He's 1 for 2. Excuse me, he's 1 for 1. He got on base with a hit by a pitch and walked back in the 4th inning, and he leads off here in the 7th and looks at ball 1. Doval comes to the plate inside, ball 2. The 2-0 pitch from Doval, who's got a total of 9 strikeouts in the game. And that's strike number 1. Doval has struck out 9. He's walked 4, given up 4 hits, 2 runs, and we're battling away here in the 7th inning. On the inside corner. I don't think Watney thought that was a strike. But the count goes to 2-2.
Watney hangs over that plate pretty good, so.
You're right. Outside, the count is 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well,
Doval definitely doesn't want to start things off here at the top of the lineup in the top of the 7th by putting a runner on. So
amen.
See what he comes by with this 3-2 count.
Rocks into motion. Here it is. Inside corner, strike 3. And that is the 10th strikeout of the ball game for Doval.
That's what we call a nasty pitch. That was a fastball right at the waist inside. That was as good a pitch as Doval's thrown today.
No question about it. It couldn't come at a better time for the young left-hander. Stepping in now is Joe McMillan. Made a magnificent play. Still looking for a base hit, though. He's 0 for 2 and hits a high fly foul down the right field line and into the crowd. McMillan came into the game hitting .338, but he's hitless this afternoon.
Yeah, Doval needs to get McMillan out and face Selsky with nobody on base.
The base is empty.
Yeah.
We're in the top of the 7th inning. Game is tied at 2. Doval to the plate, and that one is hit into right field. Drifting back is Belson over to the line, makes the catch. 2 away. 2 up, 2 down, and Selsky steps in. Selsky is 2 for 3. Opened up with a double to drive in Watney with the first run for Loyola. And then singled back in the 3rd. And so the 3rd baseman for Loyola steps in now with nobody on, 2 out, and the game tied, top of the 7th. Doval looks in, gets his sign, and comes to the plate. Fouled back. In addition to hitting, Wysowski's had a very nice day with the glove.
Yeah, at third base, he's fielded everything his way and shown a very nice arm. Just a junior too. He's quite a future.
The 0-1 pitch is just outside. The count goes to 1-1. 2 out, nobody on. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Loyola and La Mirada in a 2-2 tie. Catching the inside corner. Selsky didn't think so, but the man in blue behind the plate, Bertolino, did, and the count is now a ball and 2 strikes.
Well, so far so good. He's owned that inside corner this inning.
He truly has. And now, out of the dugout came the Loyola coach, Brian Felton, and he was waved right back into the dugout. And Selsky was told to step back in and hit. That pitch is low, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Excuse me, count goes to 2-2. 2-2, 2 out, nobody on, game tied at 2. Top of the 7th. Doval's had a brilliant afternoon on the mound. Three balls, 2 strikes. On deck, number 5, Dan Muno. Muno is looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 2. Walked in the first. 3-2 pitch by Duval. Swing and a miss, struck him out. That's the 11th strikeout. And for Loyola, no runs, no hits, no errors for La Mirada, and nobody left on. We go to the bottom of the 7th. La Mirada and Loyola tied at 2.
for him.
7th inning and a 2-2 tie for the Division III Southern Section Championship. Leading off now for La Mirada. Stepping in is Peraza, the DH. Singled back in the 2nd inning. Got to 3rd. There's a line drive. Foul. Boy, he got around on that. So he's 1 for 2 in the ball game today.
That's the proverbial loud foul.
Seem to have a discussion here as to whether or not Doval has got 10 or 11 strikeouts. Ground ball. Glass has it. 1 away. 1 out here for La Mirada in their half of the 7th, and that'll bring up the 3rd baseman, Ricky Norana. He's 1 for 2. Singled and scored back in the 2nd inning. Sigmund has retired 6 out of the last 7 batters. 9, 10, 11 out of the last 12. He has been pitching brilliantly, as has his counterpart, the left-hander, Doval. All right, Norana steps in.
Oh, we got a pinch hitter, 28.
Excuse me.
Yeah, pinch.
That'd be Matt Rush.
Yeah.
Matt Rush steps in for Norana. And takes a pitch on the corner inside for strike 1.
Rush hitting .224 on the year with 3 doubles and 7 RBIs. Junior.
Strike 2. Unlike his counterpart, Sigmund has only 3 strikeouts. Coming into this, the bottom of the 7th inning, comes back to the plate, in the dirt. Ulmer, the catcher, quick to pounce on it, knock it down. A ball and 2 strikes, 1 out. 7th inning, game tied at 2. We may be here a while for this one, Frank.
Well, you beat me to it. I didn't want to say it.
In the dirt, and the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two. Swing and a miss. Foul tip.
Just got a piece of that.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that had him off stride, but just got a piece of it.
Count stays at 2-2 on Matt Rush. Hitting for Norana, the 3rd baseman. In the dirt. And it's 3-2.
Nice at bat for Rush. Started out badly at 0 for 2, but he's hung in there and he's forced Sigmund to have to come by with a 3-2 pitch and throw him something you would think somewhat hittable.
Sigmund looks in, gets the sign from Ulmer, his catcher, and the pitch. Ground ball just fouled down the 3rd base line. Count stays at 3-2.
Unlike his counterpart, Doval, he just can't, Sigmund doesn't seem to have the ability to just rear back and throw the ball by people.
3-2 pitch. Strike 3.
That's an awful good pitch to take a look at when you get 3-2 and bottom
That's
of the
his
7th.
fourth strikeout. His number's not quite as gaudy as that of Doval, but I remind you that Sigmund came into this game with a record of 12-0 on the season. Stepping in now, Jason Doval, the pitcher, looks at a ball just missing the corner, outside corner for ball 1. The Loyola fans kind of letting the umpire Bertolino know about that because that inside corner to right-handed hitters, the other part of this inning was a very big item.
Yeah, Doval owned that thing. I think Doval, if he's going to get a win in this game, he's going to have to come through with a hit now because they had Peraza warming up last inning. So you wonder if he's going to come in the top of this inning for La Mirada.
Swing and a miss. And the count goes to 2-1.
Yeah, I think Doval was looking to put that thing in those empty right field bleachers.
Sigmund to the plate. Oh my. 3 balls and a strike. 2 out. Bottom of the 7th inning in a 2-2 tie. Sigmund rocks into motion. High pop up on the first base side. Wagner backs up, has it. Inning over. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. And we go extra innings into the 8th. So we go extra innings to the top of the 8th in this 2-2 tie. Dan Muno, the shortstop, number 5, steps in. Muno walked his first trip up there, struck out in the 5th, and popped out in the 3rd. So he's 0 for 2. As he leads off here in the 8th, and Doval comes to the plate with a curveball for a strike. Back in that first inning, Loyola, looking back, they left the bases loaded. Remember, Frank?
Oh, that was huge. They had a chance to break the game open.
Pitch inside, and the count goes to a ball and a strike.
Yeah, they got a couple guys up in the La Mirada's bullpen now, Tom. I think Peraza again, if I'm not mistaken, number 8, the lefty. Is that him?
Yeah, number 17, a right-hander, it looks like. Let me check and see who that would be. Number 17 is Chad Albers, yeah. Pitcher and an infielder. 1 ball and 2 strikes, nobody out. This is the top of the 8th inning. Muno, the shortstop, hits one foul down the left field line. Back into the seats. Count stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
My guess is Doval's probably in the high 80s or 90s in numbers of pitches so far, even though we're in. He's only gone 7 innings, complete innings right now.
High fly ball, foul. Hit down the right field line and back into the crowd. Count stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Doval rocks into motion. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Home plate umpire Bertolino didn't give Doval the inside corner that time as he did the last time.
Yeah, Watney and Selsky really got tied up on that inside corner. A couple of right-handed hitters, and man, Doval made him pay for it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Top of the 8th inning, nobody on. Muno at the plate. Ball 3. Waiting on deck is Gilmore, the DH. He's hitless in 3 trips, hitting to a double play back in the 3rd, struck out in the 5th. Ground out in the 1st. 3-2 pitch, and Muno steps out of the batter's box. Game is tied at 2. La Mirada. Loyola, top of the 8th. Ball 4. And that, if my book is correct, is only the 5th walk given up by Doval. And that'll bring Gilmore to the plate. Well, gonna bunt, move him along. What are you gonna do, Frank?
Oh, absolutely. You got to, but with Curtis Wagner on the deck, you got to bunt. But again, you do that, you move the runner to second. I'm sure Coach Brooks isn't going to have anything to do with Curtis Wagner, and you put him on first again.
Swinging around to bunt. There's the ball, tapped out in front, picked up by Doval. Throws to first, throws it away, down in the corner. Rounding third, heading for the plate is Muno. The throw, he's in there to third base. Sliding into third is Gilmore. Well, how do you score it? Sacrifice and an error on one, huh?
Yeah, got to be a sacrifice and an E on the throw on Doval. And again, look at that, the bunt by Gilmore, just kind of getting out of the way and laid it down. And then Doval really got himself into trouble there. Got himself into trouble to start the inning by walking the leadoff hitter and then throwing that ball down the line. And Coach Brooks got a decision to make here. It looks like he might be going to the bullpen.
Well, a run is in. Gilmore is over at third base. Nobody out.
Bullpen's,
and Loyola has a 3-2 lead.
Yeah, bullpen's waiting to see what Coach Brook decides, and it looks like he's looking to the bullpen. Let's see what happens.
Well, errors, I guess, are as much a part of the game as strikeouts, base hits, home runs, whatever. But Doval pitched a truly brilliant baseball game, and to be hoisted on his own petard, so to speak, putting the first man on, throwing away the little weak grounder back at him with a sacrifice. And
well, it looks like Coach
staying
Brooks,
in.
Yeah, he's going to hang in there. He stayed out there long enough, and the bullpen looks like Barraza out there, the DH who's been warming up. Peraza, excuse me, but they're going to probably give him one more shot. Now you got Wagner, and again, you can't throw to this guy. You got to put him on the plate. Maybe he puts him on the plate on first and comes with the reliever. Who knows?
Wagner doubled back in the fourth inning and scored the second run of the game. Looks at a curveball that is over but low for ball one. Wagner walked in the first, doubled and scored in the fourth. Was a second base to first ground up, 4-3 back in the fifth inning. 3-2 in favor of Loyola. Nobody out. Runner at third. Wagner looks at a ball on the corner for strike one, and the count goes to 1-1.
The way Siegman's been throwing in the last 5 innings or so, especially if they pick up another run and he's able to take a 2-run lead in that eighth, you'd have to feel pretty good about the Cubs' chances of getting out of this one with a victory.
That's a high pitch, and it's ball 2, strike 1. The infield for La Mirada, halfway to the plate. Boy, they're all in on the grass, trying to cut off that run at the plate if they get a chance. Leading off third is Gilmore. Laid down a little bunt that Doval just threw away, and he raced all the way to third base. Swing and a miss, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes on Wagner. Outfield is pretty straight away and relatively deep for Wagner. Recognition of his power. 10 home runs, 43 RBIs on the year, hitting .443. A routine fly ball to the outfield would plate a big time insurance run, or poking something through the infield would be just what Felton and the Loyola Cubs would love. Inside, and the count goes to 3-2. Well, I don't know if he's going to give him anything good to swing at here, Frank.
Yeah, bullpen back up again, and again, you wonder if he puts him on, does he come with a right-hander for the next hitter, Lamb?
Inside, ball 4.
Six walks by Doval.
6. I had him, excuse me, for 5.
Yeah, here we go. They're going to the bullpen. Coach Brooks is going to the mound, Tom. And the sophomore Brian Ulmer coming in to relieve Lamb at catchers, coming in get his first pop at the plate. Doesn't look like Loyola's got anybody up in the bullpen, does it, Tom? So I wonder if
nobody down there.
If they want to go with Sigmund, see if he can close things out in the 8th inning, in La Mirada's half of the 8th.
Number 17, Chad Albers.
Chad Albers
comes on to replace Doval. Albers, as he comes into this ball game, is a 5'8" senior. Kind of a record did he have coming into this one, Frank? You have a note on him?
Yeah, I can pull his record out. He's thrown 26 innings, 3-2 with a 3.1 ERA. 26 strikeouts, so in 26 innings, so they could use. Obviously, use a big strikeout here with a guy at third base. Even a double play would get Loyola another run. And again, the way Sigmund's been throwing a 2-run lead would stand awfully tall with him on the mound.
Really would. Check me on the number of walks given up by Doval. I've got him giving up 2 walks in the first.
Yeah.
And then in the fourth.
I had him with 2 in the first, and he gave up
2 in the fourth.
Looks like 2 in the fourth. That's 4. Yeah, that was just his 2 in this inning, so that's 6.
6, yeah.
Yeah, 6 walks. Okay.
He started out this inning putting himself in trouble.
Yeah, walking the leadoff hitter and then
walked Muno, and then
throwing the ball away was the critical
little sacrifice bunt that he mishandled, threw away, and Muno scored all the way from first base. And Gilmore went over to third, where he is right now, and now a walk to Wagner.
Well, they just walked, and then they walked Ulmer intentionally, so they've loaded the bases now for. Looks like we got another pinch hitter, number 19, coming up, Nick Pappas. Pappas hitting .358, Tom, with an HR and 15 RBIs.
Bases loaded, nobody out. Boy, what a tough spot. You wouldn't give this spot to a Leopard, but we'll see how Albers does. Pitch is low. Inning started, game tied at 2. Nobody out and the bases loaded. The Loyola batter is Ruda.
This is Pappas pinch hitting.
Pappas?
Yeah. Yeah, Nicholas Pappas. Got, again, let's see, yeah, .358 with 15 RBIs.
That looked like number 10 down there to me.
No, it's number 19.
Well, number 19 in their book is Ruda. R-U-E-D-A.
Yeah, it's,
Pappas there and Ruda here in their lineup.
Yeah.
You tell me.
Yeah, who knows?
That's a strike, and the count goes to 3-1. So it is Pappas, huh?
Yeah, according to their stats here, it's Pappas.
Fouled away, and the count goes to 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Bases are loaded. Loyola has a run in to break the 2-2 deadlock. They lead 3-2.
Yeah, they could break this open pretty well here with another single.
Fouled away again. Into right field, could be. It's a fair ball and in the corner. 1 run is in. 2 runs will score. Runners staying at, we're going to have 2 guys at third base if they aren't careful. The Cubs, that is. They lead now 5-2 on Pappas's double deep in the corner. And Pappas nearly ran himself into a traffic jam at third base. Went down and got that one off Albers.
Yeah, that was a huge hit for Pappas and a nice move by Coach Felton. 3-2 pitch, hung in there, got a couple foul balls, and just drove it down the right field line. And again, with a 3-run lead, the way Sigmund has shut down La Mirada the last 4 or 5 innings, it's not looking real good for the Matadors here.
3 runs in for the Cubs here, and this the top of the 8th inning. They lead 5-2. And now they're going to walk Cadier. That'll load the bases. And up to the plate comes number 21, Holden Watney. And Watney, I don't know if you'd walk somebody to get to him.
They've got to set up, force outs everywhere, but is a strong hitter right now. And this is this game, if it isn't broken open already, this can they're about ready to. They've got La Mirada by the necks, and they're about ready to pounce on it.
Nobody out. Bases loaded. 3 runs are in. 5-2 Loyola. Albers catches the inside corner, and the count goes to 1-1. Holden Watney doubled to lead off the ball game for Loyola and came around to score in a double by Selski. A 1-out double by Selski. There's one into right field, and it's right into the glove of Belson. And all the runners hold. So although Watney got a hold of it, he couldn't do much with it. 1 away.
Now we're heading for Dan Schmidt's heading for McMillan.
Number 17, Daniel Schmidt.
Got a 143 average for Schmidt's, Tom, with 6 RBIs on the season.
1 out, bases still loaded. 5-2 in favor of Loyola. Top of the 8th inning. Fouled back. Strike 1. Loyola hasn't played in this championship in 53 years. Inside, the count is 1-1.
Wonder if we got any Loyola alumni in the crowd who remember that one fondly.
I don't know, but high pop-up foul. Bryan over by the drops it over by the Loyola bench, and he obviously took his eye off the ball, looking at the Loyola dugout.
Looks like he was going right towards that photographer's wheel right there. There we go. Getting closer. Yeah, he put his left foot on the infield. Actually had plenty of room, but
Yes.
my guess is that the Loyola dugout didn't give him a lot of help on that one.
Like none? Like slim and none? Amen.
Yeah, it hasn't been a good inning defensively or any other way for La Mirada right now.
High, and the count goes to 2-2. Schmidt's batting for McMillan. Top of the 8th inning. Cubs have scored 3 times. Still only 1 out. The bases are still loaded. There's another high pop foul that's back into the crowd. Count stays at 2-2. Albers out there. Not a big guy, but tossed into a situation unbelievable. Comes out with nobody out and the bases loaded. Ball 3.
With Steven Selski on deck here, and they're 1 pitch away from walking in another run. This thing is really on the verge of getting out of hand.
Selski is 2 for 4 so far in the ball game. That's it. A walk. Now it is 6-2 in favor of Loyola.
That actually becomes an error now by the first baseman, because the next guy, if they would have gotten him out, it wouldn't have been an error. But since the batter stayed alive and reached base on that, it actually becomes that foul, a miscue out of foul territory by Josh Bryan. I think it was ruled an error. They just clicked up another error on La Mirada's side of the.
2 of them in this inning,
yeah.
and they played an important part. At least one of them has, when Doval managed to pick up that, sacrifice bunt attempt and throw it deep in the corner. And that opened the floodgates here. 6-2 in favor of Loyola. Still only 1 out and the base is still loaded.
Daniel,
pitch is high.
Yeah, Daniel Munoz, who started the inning, coaxing that walk on a 3-2 count out of Doval, is he's on deck, so they're about ready to bat around here.
Selski is 2 for 4, double and a single. Watches it go wide for ball 3. Struck out, hit a fly ball out to right field. Hit it hard. Doubled to open the ball game, first inning for him, and then singled back in the 3rd. Another walk. Down to second goes Schmitz. Coming in, Pappas.
Coach Brooks coming back to the mound. Looks like he's going to dip into that bullpen, looking for a left-hander, it looks like. So
5 runs, and what was a very tidy, very well played, well pitched ball game has just suddenly exploded, hasn't it?
Well, you knew things weren't going well when top of the inning, and he gives up Doval. Lets Munoz get away from him on the 3-2 pitch and puts him on base and throws the sacrifice bunt away, and then the dam's broken since then. Only real question now is who's going to close the game.
We've had 6 walks in this inning. 6 walks in this inning. 7-2 Loyola. Tony Peraza comes on. He will be the 3rd pitcher, the 2nd in this inning, coming on in relief of Doval. And he inherits a 1-out, bases loaded situation. And at the plate is Munoz. Muno already was one of 6 walks. He led off the inning with a walk.
Yeah, the amazing thing for scoring 5 runs in the season, courtesy 1 base hit.
Yes. Got 7-2 in favor of Loyola. Couple of errors, none more costly than Doval's wild throw down into the corner while trying to field a sacrifice bunt. So this game has really blown up in the face of La Mirada. Down 7-2. We're in the top of the 8th inning. And only 1 out, and the base is still loaded. That pitch gets away from the catcher. And another run coming in to score. That's 6 runs in the inning, and everybody moves up 1. Schmitz goes over to third, and Selski's at second. Eight to 2. Curveball misses. At the plate, Muno has a count of 3-0 on him, but first base is open, mercifully enough, for La Mirada. That's a strike, and the count goes to 3-1. Loyola has won 18 of their last 19. They're liable to be in the books as winning 19 of their last 20.
Yeah, I think they won once since they've lost just 1 game since late April or early April. So quite a way to close the season for the
Ball
for the
4,
Cubs.
and for the second time in this inning, why Muno walks. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 walks in this inning.
Yeah, just one of them, I think, intentional, if I'm not mistaken.
Boy. That'll bring Gilmore to the plate. Gilmore was the guy that hit the little sacrifice trying to advance Muno way back in the start of this inning, the 8th, and Doval threw it away down deep into the right-hand corner, and I mean, it has been rather untidy for La Mirada ever since. 6 runs have scored, bases are loaded, 1 out, and that pitch is getting away from the catcher.
Yeah,
Johnson can't find that. Still another run comes in.
Yeah, hit by pitch. It's amazing. People can just hear the score and go, wow, Loyola just blew him out, you know. Who would have, you see this, you would have had this final score, you'd have no idea there was quite the pitcher's duel for 7 innings.
Why are they bringing the runner back?
Well, I guess they say, I think he thought that he hit him, but they just called it a wild pitch, apparently. Yeah.
All right. But a run did score nonetheless.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, here we go. Looks like there's a pitch. Yeah, it looked like it
hit him on the back foot.
Yeah.
That's in the dirt, and the count is 2 balls and a strike with only 1 out. Runners at second and third.
Number 8, Ryan Nelson, Loyola, going out to the bullpen. Tom, you got to think with as long as
Sigmund has been
been sitting in the bullpen that they're not going to have him come out and with a stiff arm and try to close. They'll have maybe Nelson just try to close this victory for him.
Fielder's choice, and 3-2, and that'll cut down Selski at the plate.
Number 14, Curtis Wagner.
Moving over to third is Muno, and at first base is Gilmore on the fielder's choice. And that'll bring Wagner to the plate. Wagner walked in the first inning, doubled in the fourth, walked and scored in the eighth, but then who hasn't? It is 9-2 Loyola, 2 out in the eighth. Big sweeping curveball for a strike against Wagner. Over at third base is Muno. Gilmore's at first on the fielder's choice. 7 runs are in. I have only 1 hit listed in the inning.
Amazing.
There's a drive hit deep to center on his horse is Siemens. Oh, it drops it at the wall. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in, and Wagner is in to second base with a double. Wagner drives in 2 more, and it's now 11-2. Siemens got a lot of the ball out there, Frank, but couldn't wrap the glove around it.
Good break on the ball, but that's you know, he had the ball. That's definitely an error. You can't. Wagner tagged it well, but Siemens definitely tracked it down and just couldn't hang on to it. Third error. 9 run. You've seen a lot of baseball in your career, Tom. 9 runs on 1 inning.
1 hit.
1 hit. Yeah. 9 runs.
1 hit.
Yeah. And Coach Brooks is going to the bullpen one more time.
And that was Pappas who got a double.
Yeah.
I mean, as a pinch hitter. It's 11-2. And Loyola's got 11 runs on 5 hits. La Mirada, 2 runs on 5 hits. They've committed 3 errors, and all of them in the top of the 8th inning. This game was 1-0 in favor of Loyola. 1-1 tied, then 2-1 La Mirada, then 2-2, and now suddenly a total of 9 runs scoring to make it 11-2 Loyola in the 8th. Two men are out. Runner at second base. Tucker Woods is the 4th pitcher coming on here in the 8th inning for La Mirada. And at the plate, number 23 for the Cubs of Loyola.
Yeah, Brian Ulmer, who went in.
The catcher. Line drive to first base, and mercifully enough, why the inning is over, but not before. Loyola gets 9 runs on 1 hit and takes an 11-2 lead to the bottom of the 8th.
Your attention, please. Just a reminder of the conclusion of tonight's game.
So we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and Sigmund comes on after what is almost an hour since he was out there throwing the baseball last, leading 11-2. And leading off is the second baseman, Danny Hills. Looks at the first pitch for a ball.
Yeah, this is a situation where both Coach Brian Felton of Loyola, and then his pitcher, Jordan Sigmund, don't want to get too cute here. Just throw strikes and make them hit the ball in play and let your defense make plays. Again, you don't want to stretch this thing, delay the inevitable too long. You want to get on the bus, head home, and celebrate.
Sigmund has put down 13 of the last 15 men to face him, and he opens up this bottom of the 8th inning with a 9-point lead, 9-run lead, 11-2, and he's got a 3-ball no strike count. That's 3-1.
You wonder, you sit in the dugout for an hour without throwing if 8 warm-up tosses were really even enough.
Well, and it's getting a bit chilly too in the evening air here. Strike 2. Sigmund has been very much in control, but it was a very, very close game coming into that 8th. Ground ball foul.
Yeah, Jordan Sigmund on the verge here of closing his career. His senior right-hander closes his career
13-0.
13-0, and helped lead his team school to its first baseball title in 53 years.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say they don't get here often, but when they do, they make it count, don't they? They being the Cubs of Loyola.
Coach
So
Felton,
far, at least.
Yeah, Coach Felton, just 27 years old, so something tells you gotta think he's gonna have a few more CIF championship appearances down the road for him.
Well, a walk to start the inning. That is only the 4th walk given up by Sigmund. He's had 3 strikeouts and he's given up 5 hits. And now it's Brandon Passante stepping in here with 1 on. And we're in the bottom of the 8th inning. That pitch is over but low for a ball. There are people warming up in the Loyola bullpen, but I can't quite see them. I can't see their numbers, that is.
Yeah, they're sending another guy to the bullpen, number 11, Tom, who is Patrick Drolet.
Yep. Sigmund to the plate. That's another pitch that misses, and the count goes to 2-0.
Ideally, I'm sure Coach Felton would like to have Sigmund close this thing out here, but he doesn't want to take a chance on him straining his arm trying to throw strikes with a 9-run lead.
That's a strike, and the count goes to 2 balls and a strike. Nobody out, a runner at first base. That's Hills. Loyola enjoying an 11-2 lead here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Extra innings, and there's a ground ball toward short. Throw to first, 1 away.
Yeah, smart play by shortstop there.
Muno.
Yeah, Muno just get the outs. Don't go out of your way to try for a double play, because again, even if they score a run or two here, you got plenty of cushion.
Brian Gaylord steps in. Gaylord is 0 for 3. Left-hander steps in. 1 away, and a runner at second base in the person of Danny Hills. Sigmund looks in and comes to the plate. Curveball is low. Ball 1. One out, 1 on. 11-2 Loyola in a game that busted wide open. That one misses inside. The count is 2-0. Eleven runs on 5 hits. Total of 7 walks in that 8th inning. 1 hit. 9 runs scored. There's a flare foul down the third baseline, and the count goes to 2 balls and a strike. 9 runs on 1 hit. It seems absurd even to think about it.
Yeah, it's again in a solid defensive team.
3 errors.
Yeah, and played great defense until that 8th inning.
1 out, runner at second. Gaylord at the plate. Ground ball, knocked down, but can't be picked up by Glass, and Gaylord is on with his first hit. Going over to third is Hills. That is the 6th hit given up by Sigmund. Runners at first and third with 1 out. And Josh Bryan, the first baseman, steps in.
Only 2 singles allowed, though, by Sigmund since the 3rd inning.
That's a strike. Yeah, Sigmund had been really brilliant over the stretch of innings here, retiring 13 of the 15 men he faced. Curveball misses. A ball and a strike. Gaylord at first base, and over at third is Hills. He opened up the inning with a walk. He's over at third. In between, Passante grounded out short to first. Sigmund throws it inside and misses, and the count goes to 2-1. No question about it, Frank. He's struggling here in the inning, but he sat on the bench for the better part of at least 45 minutes.
Yeah, between 45 minutes and an hour, and again.
There's a smash into left field. Coming in to score is Hills. And a solid base hit by Bryan.
You wonder, yeah, here comes Coach Felton, and you wonder if it's he's going to go to the bullpen. And,
I would think so.
Yeah, get a closer to get these last 2 outs. Yeah, Bryan just jumped on that pitch. Again, he did no pop to the pitch at all, just laid it out over the plate. And yeah, there you go.
Coming out. Sigmund comes out after 7 1/3 innings, leading 11-3, having given up a total of 7 hits. And we'll see who's coming in to replace him. Right-hander coming in out of the bullpen. Number 8 coming in for the Cubs.
Yeah, Ryan Nelson has been in the bullpen the longest.
Nelson.
Ryan Nelson comes into the ball game, and he is a senior right-hander, and comes on in relief now of Sigmund, who, unless the world just suddenly collapses around him, will finish his career this year at 13-0.
Nelson, 12 1/3 innings, 1 decision on the season, 14 Ks in 12 innings. So
he's got a strikeout pitch anyway.
Exactly.
And he'll be facing Jake Johnson, the catcher for La Mirada. Johnson is 1 for 3 as he steps in, or gets ready to. It is 11-3. La Mirada coming back to get a run here. Hills, the second baseman, walked.
Closing in on about 3 hours and 50 minutes or so. Excuse me, 2 hours and 50. Yeah, right at 3 hours. So 2 hours and 50 minutes. So fans getting their money's worth. Although I'm sure La Mirada wouldn't agree with that assessment.
After walking, Hills went to second on a ground out by Passante. Scored when Gaylord hit a sharp single into left. Josh Bryan has singled, and that puts him at first base, and Gaylord is at second. 1 out. And Johnson, the catcher, steps in as Nelson comes on to replace Sigmund. And the pitch. Curveball misses outside for a ball. 11-3 in favor of Loyola. The Cubs with a 9-run top of the 8th on 1 hit. Swing and a miss. Took a little something off that. And the count is 1-1. Nelson looks in, gets the sign from Ulmer, the catcher. Fouled away, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners at first and second. 11-3. Loyola leads. Nelson trying to get the final outs here. And that one bounces in the dirt, gets away from the catcher. The runners advance. That'll send Gaylord to third and Bryan to second on that wild pitch. And the count goes to 2-2. Well, I guess it's not over till it's over, is it, Frank?
Oh, it's over. It's just going to take a while to be officially over.
Are you sure? Well, it's 11-3, 2 on, 1 out. And there's a line drive for a base hit down in the left field corner. 1 run is in. And it's now 11-4. 2 runs in the inning. And a nice base hit by Johnson. And on the play, Bryan goes to third. Gaylord scores. And Johnson and
Johnson
and Bryan on the bases at first and third.
Yeah, Nelson hung the pitch right out of the plate. Johnson just, ripped into it. Solid long drive.
3 base hits, and here's Taylor Siemens now. It's 11-4. Siemens looks at a pitch outside for ball 1.
Matadors have out-hit the Cubs 8-5 and still find themselves trailing by 7 runs.
Well, what Nelson needs is the pitcher's best friend, that double play ball. Now we got a runner going in for Johnson at first base, and running in would be Chris Hightower. Hightower in to run for Johnson, who just singled. Like the other half of the inning, this one started with a walk. The Loyola top of the 8th started with a walk, and then a mess of walks and a base hit. That pitch is inside. And the count goes to 2-0. 11-4 in favor of the Cubs, who are trying to get the final 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning and pick up this Division III Southern Section CIF Championship. That's a strike. 2-1.
Can't admire La Mirada's hitters discipline this, and even going an inning down 9, you think they'd be swinging wildly and just going for broke, but they're hanging in there, and they're, getting good pitches to hit and showing a lot of discipline.
Nelson to the plate. High pop up behind the plate. Ulmer, mask off. No, gets waved off. And coming on to make the catch is Selski. Selski manages to make the grab as he waved the catcher off.
Solid play by Selski. Good heads-up play. Called the catcher off, tried Ulmer off, and Ulmer was staggering a little bit backwards. It would have been a difficult catch, and good smart heads-up move by Selski.
Into the ball game now. At the plate is Tucker Woods. 4th pitcher used, and he hits a rip deep into left. Going back and watching it go off the wall is McMillan. One run is in.
Ground rule double.
Ground rule double. And going to second base is Woods. Coming in to score is Bryan. And Johnson goes all the way to third. So now it's 11-5. 5 runs on 9 hits. And I don't know, but what we're going to get another pitching change here for Loyola. Nelson is going out. I believe the bullpen is empty down there. No, I guess not. There's nobody down in the bullpen throwing. 2 outs and runners at second and third.
Yeah, they're going with number 11 here.
Number 11, all right. For Loyola, number 11 is Patrick Drolet. Drolet comes on with 2 out and runners at second and third. At second base is Woods. And at third base is Johnson. Excuse me, a runner for Johnson. That'd be Chris Hightower.
Drolet, a 2.9 ERA, Tom, in 19 innings with 13 strikeouts and 4 saves. So trying to pick up a 5th save on senior season.
We've had 3 singles and a walk. Ground rule double, I should say. 2 singles, a ground rule double, and a walk. And La Mirada has managed to pick up 3 runs. And Loyola is still looking for that 3rd and last out here in the 8th inning to come away with the championship and a victory, 11-5. Base hit here would narrow the gap to 11-7, though.
Got a hitter for Mirada, it looks like.
Coming on, number 4 is Jordan Baldwin. Baldwin coming on to hit for Mirada.
226 on the season with 7 RBIs for Baldwin.
And he takes the first pitch wide for a ball. Golay comes back to the plate for ball 2. Well, what a weird inning. We've had 3 singles and a walk. Ground rule double, I should say. 2 singles, a ground rule double, and a walk. And La Mirada has managed to pick up 3 runs. And Loyola is still looking for that 3rd and last out here in the 8th inning to come away with the championship and a victory, 11-5. Base hit here would narrow the gap to 11-7, though.
Got a hitter for Mirada, it looks like.
Coming on, number 4 is Jordan Baldwin. Baldwin coming on to hit for Mirada.
226 on the season with 7 RBIs for Baldwin.
And he takes the first pitch wide for a ball. Golay comes back to the plate for ball 2. Well, what a weird inning this has been. A 2-2 ball game. Loyola exploding for 9 runs, got 1 hit en route to their 9 runs to take an 11-2 lead. And now here in the bottom of the 8th, 3 runs scored by La Mirada. Curveball thrown in there makes it 2 balls and a strike. And they've narrowed the gap to 11-5. They've out-hit the Loyola Cubs 9-5. 3 big errors in that 8th inning contributed to the downfall of this La Mirada team. Golay comes back with a pitch that's high, and the count goes to 3 balls and a strike. He's 1 pitch away from loading him up.
And Jason Doval kind of forgotten about him after that, what happened to him in the 8th inning on the mound, but he's 1 pitch away from coming up with the bases loaded.
Pitch is outside.
That's what's going to happen.
Ball 4. Runner at 3rd is Hightower. Jason Doval comes on. Baldwin goes to first base. There's the pitch. High. It is 11-5, and for reasons known only to a very precious few, Loyola's unable to get the 3rd out in this, the 8th inning. That's a strike, and the count is 1-1. Golay is a side armor, right-hander. Comes by way of 3rd base. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ground ball towards 2nd. Up with it. This could end it. Game is over. 3 runs on 3 hits. Loyola has won the CIF Division III Southern Section Baseball Championship. Final score 11-5. 11 runs on 5 hits and no errors. 5 runs on 9 hits and 3 errors for La Mirada. And for young Sigmund, he finishes as the winning pitcher, 13-0 for Sigmund to close out his season, and what a great victory it was.
Yeah.
Well, it's a shame, Frank, that this game had to fall apart in the person of La Mirada in the top of the 8th inning.
Yeah, with what happened in the 8th inning with the La Mirada's control and defense falling apart, you see the score and you're 11-5. You never would have understood what a outstanding pitching duel we had for 7 innings between Sigmund and Doval.
Well, that'll do it from Dodger Stadium here, where the final score is Loyola 11, La Mirada 5. For Frank Burleson, I'm Tom Kelly. Congratulations to the Cubs for winning the CIF Southern Section Division III Championship. And our thanks to you for watching footage.com.
truck better be able to haul.
Steel, concrete,
Whatever I throw at it.
In the mud,
uphill.
downhill.
Stop on a dime.
We asked the guys who use trucks to help build ours and got an available 381 horsepower V8 that hauls nearly 2,000 pounds and has among the largest front brake rotors in its class. The all-new, assembled in America, Toyota Tundra. The truck that's changing it all. Get one at a great price. Now at your Southern California Toyota dealer.
For the runner-up, La Mirada Matadors. Number 7, Brandon Pasante. Number 6, Brian Gaylord. Number 21, Josh Bryan. Number 27, Jake Johnson. Number 11, Taylor Siemens. Number 8, Tony Peraza. Number 32, Chris Belson. Number 22, Ricky Norona. Number 9, Jason Doval. Number 2, Danny Hills. Number 1, Chris Hightower. Number 3, Andy Bruce. Number 4, Jordan Baldwin. Number 5, Daniel Vaca. Number 10, Garrett Richardson. Number 12, Matt Anderson. Number 14, Stephen Kopang. Number 15, Ryan Peacock. Number 17, Chad Albers. Number 20, Tucker Woods. Number 28, Matt Rush. And now the runner-up plaque for Division III, presented to La Mirada head coach Kim Brooks. Congratulations to the La Mirada Matadors, 2007 Division III runner-up. And now for the Division III champion, Loyola Cubs. Loyola President, Father Greg Goethals, presenting the individual awards. Number 21, Holden Watney. Number 13, Joseph McMillan. Number 7, Stephen Selski. Number 5, Daniel Muno. Number 25, William Gilmore. Number 18, Jordan Sigmund. Number 14, Curtis Wagner. Number 2, Matthew Lamb. Number 23, Brian Ulmer. Number 1, Brian Glass. Number 9, John Paye. Number 3, Andrew Vallejo. Number 4, Nicholas Yaka. Number 6, Bradley Kamey. Number 8, Ryan Nelson. Number 10, Mike Rueda. Number 11, Patrick Drolet. Number 12, Jaime Gonzalez. Number 15, Austin Mayer. Number 16, Leo Rossetti. Number 17, Daniel Schmitz. Number 19, Nicholas Pappas. Number 22, William Polson. Number 24, Kevin Grove. Number 26, Zach Perez. And number 28, Matt Condon. And now the 2007 Division III Championship plaque presented to head coach Brian Felton. Congratulations to the Loyola Cubs, 2007 Division III champions. Ladies and gentlemen, the CIF Southern Section and Toyota thank you for your attendance. If you're staying for the Division II game between Camarillo and Vista Mirada, that game will begin in approximately 1 hour. If you're leaving us at this point, please drive carefully on your way home or wherever your final destination may be. Thank you.